What's up, everybody? How you doing out there? Thinker St. James here, and gobble gobble, baby. It's Thanksgiving 2025. Oh, Yama Cat sighting. You gonna come and stay over here? You can say hi to everybody. Say hello. There you go. Hello. Hello from Yama Cat. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yama Cat kind of threw my flow off there, but just wanted to come on and say happy Thanksgiving to you all. Another year that we, in America at least, are giving thanks for all of the wonderful bounty that has been bestowed upon us, the great blessings of this fine nation. And I am thankful for all of you guys. Thankful for another year of Yama, a very successful one so far. Channel keeps growing. Shows keep happening. Everybody keeps enjoying it, at least on our side of the equation, and we hope that you do as well. So I really don't have too much for this aside to say thanks for all the support this year. So I've got a compilation of the top MMA knockouts of the year queued up here. We're going to chill. We're going to hang out and, let me know what's going on with you in the chat. Because really, this has always been about you guys, and is today as well. Hey, Sarah Toby, there you go. See, that's the homie move coming in first. Sarah Toby, the queen. What's up? Thankful for you and Yama as well. Well, likewise, that goes both ways, just like you. Oh, what a dumb joke. But I much love Sarah. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that I can make that kind of a joke with you. I hope you are doing well. I hope that you're doing very well. In fact, I was actually just thinking about you. Last night, I had seen that you were live, and I went to go and join your stream, but it was too late. I had missed the stream, but I'm trying to time it out so that I can make it to one of yours and hang out with you guys as well. So I hope all of your streams are going well. I hope you have a nice Thanksgiving planned for yourself and your lovely husband and your family out there. So what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What's everybody doing for Thanksgiving? I was just going to be hanging out here. I was going to be just chilling. I was thinking about, queuing up old school style, doing the Mystery Science Theater Turkey Day Marathon. But at the last minute, homie of mine and a work colleague decided that they wanted to do a little get together. So impromptu Thanksgiving is happening on my side of the world as well. And I hope you got something nice planned. If you are a proud red-blooded American out there, of course, we have many people from all over the world. Exactly. I know you do. I know you do. I'm doing great. Going to be streaming overnight tonight. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll stop by your stream after this. I'll after I log off, I'll see if I can get you queued up and hang out with you for a little bit. So there you go. Anybody else who is just chilling, lurking, make sure that after we are done here, done watching this knockout compilation, if that's what we end up doing, that you go over and chill with Sarah Toby. You'll find her. You'll enjoy. I know. I have had a very nice time hanging out with Sarah and her chat. So absolutely cool. We got to get you back on the Friday stream sometime, Sarah. In fact, I got to find out if we're doing the Friday stream this week. I would assume that we are. Friday streams, if you are not aware, have been popping off. Everybody is loving the Friday streams. We go over all of the comedy and tragedy, all the news of the week in the world of MMA. And those have been a lot of fun. I know that Chase and myself enjoy doing it. So I think that we should be doing one, but we'll find out because obviously Thanksgiving throws a wrench into everything. This time of year is a crazy time of year if you are a business person. A lot of people not dealing with business to business dealings, I suppose. But in the business world, from basically November to January, everything shuts down. So it's like you're kind of half working, setting things up for the next year, and then just staring at your bank account, watching money fly out and nothing come back in. Mr. fucking Rage Quit, how are you, dude? How are you, sir? I just was on Instagram and saw your post about Deadpool, and I was thinking how awesome it was that you got to play that. Is that your first time playing Deadpool? Because if so, That table is awesome. That's one of my favorite machines of the modern era anyway. I love Deadpool. It's fun. The theme is fun. The gameplay is good. It's fast. If you get the shots down, it can be very satisfying. I'd love to be on another episode. Yes, we got to get you back. We got to get you back on. Hopefully when there's a week that there's actually like interesting stuff happening, you know, because it's like this time of year, like I was saying, in business, everything kind of slows down. In MMA, it's not too far different, right? You know, we're going to get the last numbered event of the year coming up, and then things kind of slow down a little bit. But of course, keep an eye out for myself and Chase on the podcast on last week's fights. We will be doing our year-end wrap-up once they release the MMA awards lists as well, because we have the last week's fights awards as well. So it's going to be a good time there. Oh, speaking of which, the homie himself, CP Smalls, checking in. Appreciate you, brother. Are we doing the Friday show? I was going to text you on the Discord, but since you're here, are we doing Friday? Yeah. Well, we're going to get into the knockouts here in just a minute. I'm good. Tried it at least once before. It's a great machine. Yes. You decided it's top 5. That's what happens when you play Deadpool. Deadpool will rise its way into your top 5 pretty quickly, man. It's great. It's a good one. Speaking of which, I know we'll get to the MMA, I promise everybody, but when a pinball homie is in the chat, we got to talk a little pinball. Let me tell you something, Mr. Rage Quit. If you have a chance to play Jersey Jack Pinball Harry Potter, brother, let me tell you, Harry Potter might be one of the best tables I've ever played. This is crazy to me, right? I'm not even a Jersey Jack fan. Like, Jersey Jack is very hit and miss. I don't like the low scoring. I think that sometimes it's overly complicated without actual quality gameplay on some of their play fields. But I played Harry Potter recently, and brother, it might be one of the best tables I've ever played. You know, I am a fiend for ramps. I love ramps in pinball. It's one of my favorite things. I hit the ramps. I'm a happy man. Harry Potter has a crazy ramp configuration. It's got this multi-directional box, like, you know, the staircase in Harry Potter that like changes, like it like reconnects. I don't know much about Harry Potter, but I know that that's a thing. They have a box on one of the ramp lanes that like the ball will get stuck in it, and then it like swirls around and like spits it out into a number, like any one of a number of different lanes that it could go to. All I'm saying is, bro, I cannot glaze this Harry Potter table enough. It was fucking fantastic. So if you get a chance to play Harry Potter from Jersey Jack sometime, definitely take that opportunity. I also played Avatar recently and thought it was mid. Avatar plays a lot like an old school EM. It's a very slow table, but not bad, just okay for a modern table. Anyway, that's your pinball talk. We'll get into these knockouts. Hey, Andy, what's good, my guy? Saw you streaming. I wanted to watch the movie Chopper. Finally, have you ever seen it? Have I seen Chopper? Is that... What was the one that Bloomis had me see? Aussie flick. No. Okay, no. I saw... What was the name of it? Holy shit. There's 3 of them. Pusher. Pusher is the movie that I saw. From Bloomis put me on. That's a Danish movie. Pusher 1, 2, and 3. I only saw the first one. Thought it was okay. But I have heard of Chopper. I have not seen it though. Let me know how it is, if it's worth watching. I think it might be on Amazon, or I've seen it like on some of the streaming services. So if it's worthwhile, let me know, Andy, and I'll check that out. Give you my honest review. If there's any MMA in it, let me know, and we might do it on MMA on film. How are the flippers on it? I think Jersey Jacks are so slow in a way. I want to play Spooky's Evil Dead. Yes, I have not played Evil Dead. Spooky Pinball is so goddamn limited with their runs. I feel like I never see them in the wild. Like Spooky has, they have the Beetlejuice coming out. Shout out to Hup Challenge. Beck from Hup Challenge is getting a Beetlejuice. Queen Beck out there trading out. I believe she might be getting rid of Godzilla. I forget what she said. She was telling me about it, but she's going to be getting a Beetlejuice coming in. But they've got Halloween, they've got Evil Dead, they've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I haven't played any of them because they only make like 2,000 of them total. It's like a crazy limited run, which I'm like, bro, why are you doing this to me right now? Like, proliferate your tables. I still haven't played Big Lebowski, which is not spooky, but still, I would love to play it. One of my favorite films. I want to see how that one plays. Keep on yamming. Franke Duskleider Meg Penger. I'm gonna assume that does not mean something that's gonna get me banned from every platform that I stream on. All right. Anyway, appreciate you guys. As I said, we are here. We are chilling. I'm chatting with you guys, and we're gonna watch some knockouts. Got this queued up. This is from Strong Fight, is the name of the channel who put this together, this compilation. So shout out to Strong Fight. Oh, it's from Pusher. Got you. Okay. So yeah, you know Pusher too. Yeah, I would assume that you would over there. Yeah, it's a oh yeah, Frankie. Now I get you. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, Frankie, one of the characters from the film. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was good, not great. I didn't think it was like amazing, but I definitely understand why it's like a cultural film out by you guys. It's definitely cool. Definitely a good movie. So as I said, this is Strong Fight put this together. This is the top MMA knockouts for 2025. I also have another tab open here to find out who these fighters are, because a lot of times he didn't put like graphics on to let us know who these people are. So this is O'Shea Jordan and Mark Courier starting us off.
Anything can happen with heavyweights. You can see Mark.
Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, and the hammer fist.
You can see in the replay here, he's gone.
Damn.
He's gone.
Hands low, too. That's the problem.
A couple extra
oh, man. He went Derek Lewis on the extra shots, too. He came down heavy Black Beast style, slamming concrete. Hey, Chi-wee-wee. Oh, Saratobia on Twitch. Appreciate you. Welcome. Appreciate that follow on Twitch, and I'm glad that you followed on this stream so you could hear your Chi-wee-wees. Sometimes with the audio, the way that I have to route it, the Chi-wee-wees don't come through, but you got yours checking in over there on Twitch, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Welcome. Again, welcome back for a second time. I didn't know that you were on there. I got to follow you. I'm going to have to get you back. But yeah, that was a decent one. Nice head kick, you know, shin connection, shin to chin. Extra shots definitely not needed. Bro was crumbled.
A couple Jorge Masvidal.
And there's your extra Chi-wee-wee. Yeah, dude. You see the way that his head.
Not necessarily a head kick was beautiful. That was perfect.
Now, when you look at the head kick, you got the damage of the head kick. You have the damage of his head hitting the mat.
Two extras. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was a good start. Still don't know which one was which, though, if that was O'Shea or if that was Mark, but this is Bukharev versus Matsola. What promotion? That other one was in Tough Enough. This is Gorilla. Oh, no, that's the sponsor. What's the promotion? This looks like, oh, Open FC? Yeah, Open FC. I was going to say, I don't know if this was an overseas one, but yeah, Open FC MMA. I don't know. I've never heard of Open FC. Looks like a nice ring. All right, let's see the knockout. Heavyweight knockout. Ooh. Three-piece and a soda.
На 100% гангстерский.
Bomb. Yeah, he missed the first one.
Еще раз смотрим.
Yeah, see, that one missed, and then boom. Bro was swinging clubs, dude. He was swinging cats and bags on that one, just flinging shots out. I guess it is a Russian promotion.
The highest levels in the world.
Oh, no, this is a different one. Yeah, he put him out.
The highest levels in the world. As we are barely
one
2 minutes
championship.
in
Shout out.
Ooh.
Damn. Bro caught him mid-air. I think I saw that one. I think I saw that one either live or I saw the clip on Instagram. Damn. Yes. Bro, brother. Who was that?
Roberto on top to this
Soul Ditch, I think. Who is he blue? Yeah, oh, he is blue. Yeah. Arslanlanayev. Jesus Christ. Arslanalayev versus Soul Ditch. And Soldic gets the knockout from Croatia, knocking out the Turkish gentleman here. Bam, caught him midair. Look at this. Look at the screenshot. Look at the pause. Look at the freeze frame. Bro he is midair. He is sideways midair. This is reminiscent of Warrior right now. What a little behind the scenes of that. When I was doing the editing of the Warrior review, when I was doing all the screen grabs and stuff, when we talk about the over-the-top WWE style suplexes and slams in that film, one of the things that you end up with is having to, like, when I was doing the editing, like watching all of that, you would get these crazy aerial freeze frames. So like, it wasn't one of the suplexes, but there's a time where Koba, the Kurt Angle character, when he tosses the Brendan character like up and over his shoulder and like flings him into the cage sideways. When I was doing that, there were some really good freezes from that portion, because like it was definitely a stuntman acrobatic type dealy. Skateboards. Is that Mr. Rage Quit checking in on YouTube? If not, welcome, skateboards. That's a KO. Yes, it is a KO. This is all KOs. This is a lot of KOs. A whole compilation of them, but kind of pausing, just stretching it out a little bit. This was a good one, though. I'll run this one back because of how good it is. End of the last one here. And then, yeah, watch this thing in real time.
As we are barely 2 minutes in.
Bomb. Bro is literally looking both feet off the ground. Both feet. Airborne. Look at that. Bro stopped him in his tracks. Dude looks like he was in a cartoon and like changed directions real quick. This is Lathrop versus Shinkarevsky. Lathrop versus Shinkarevsky. This is XFC. Shout out to XFC, actually. They're a promotion that I've been keeping an eye on because I believe that they just went through another round of funding and they're trying to raise their profile in the sport. So shout out to XFC because they might be making some moves coming up here in like the next few years.
Caught the kick once again.
Ooh, Buckley kick. Bro. Caught him with the mule kick. Wabam. Damn, the way that thing, if they don't do a slow motion replay on that.
Like he said, he
bro.
was going to put the pressure. This is called
Whoa, there we go. Bomb right through the
face.
face. That was a really nice one, dude. He must have caught him like high with the heel. It like went through his face and caught him because like that was, you saw the fluidity of the shot. Of course, very reminiscent of the mule kick knockout that Joaquin Buckley got on Chaos Williams that you see at the beginning of every single UFC event, if you are not aware. Look at the graphics next time that a UFC event starts. You will see that mule kick, and there's a reason for it. One of the nicest knockouts I can think of, really. Indeed. That was a good one.
His opponent crumble.
Oh. All right, what's the promotion?
Yeah. He made his opponent crumble.
Yes, he did. What's the promotion? What's the promotion? It just says Fight Pass. Does Fight Pass just do their own cards? Like, do they just have... Speaking of which, by the way, I don't know if it's still going on, but for Black Friday, Fight Pass, 3 months free. 3 months free, no money needed at all. No credit card needed. So I'm actually thinking about doing it myself, but I know that if I do it, I'm going to keep it, and then I'm never going to do anything else. This is what I've been telling you forever when it comes to Fight Pass. People will say, damn, you cover MMA. You don't have Fight Pass? What the fuck? And it's like, yeah, bro, trust. I know that I probably should have it, but if I get Fight Pass, no other work is going to get done. Fun fact, I think XFC is where Luke Thomas moonlights as a commentator sometimes. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. As I've said, I think XFC, I just saw I want to say less than a year ago. I want to say maybe like 5 months ago or something like that, that they posted, you know, your boy, being that I am an international player in the business world. I am big on LinkedIn, okay? This is the level of professionalism that Yama brings to the table. So I follow the MMA world from a business side very closely on the LinkedIn platform, and XFC is one of the organizations that I've been keeping up with, and I think that that's where I saw that they were raising their corporate image by taking on some new investors and trying to infuse their promotion with a little bit more a presence in the landscape of the sport. So keep an eye out for them. In fact, XFC, if you need another person to moonlight for commentary, I know a pretty good talker. But I still want to know what this promotion is. Like, it just says UFC Fight Pass. It's got Fight Pass all on the branding everywhere. Oh yeah, and just to finish the thought, I probably am gonna get Fight Pass for the 3 months for free. Promo code welcome for Fight Pass, 3 months free, and no credit card needed. Apparently, I retweeted that on Twitter. So I'm probably gonna do it, and then RIP. I'm just gonna go homeless. I'm gonna be a homeless man living in a box, watching Fight Pass, doing nothing else. Start at UFC 1 and just 300 plus events later, not able to afford food. Uppercut, win. El Internet de los Winners. This is a Spanish promotion, I'm assuming. I don't know. Doesn't say where.
All right.
Nice reverse. Oh, nice slam. Oh, second slam. Ooh, hit him with the Cody Brundage. Damn. Yo, bro, who was it? Man, this dude is doing us a bad disservice by not telling us who these fighters are. That looks like Jose Delgado. Is that him? That was nice work, though, bro. Yo. Hold on. Back it up real quick. Yeah, all right. Look at this. So he's got the back. This is a pretty bad position, right? He's got the legs. It looks like he's almost got a triangle in. Fighting for the neck. How bro is it? See, oh, it's because he opened his legs up. Either that or he never had the body triangle. But bro opens up and is able to reverse this position. That's kind of sadly, and I mean, you know, oh, okay. And also wanted to see who these guys were. Riron, Zinadim, and Rocky Saboya, Brazil and Peru here. It looks like Saboya is the dude who ended up getting these getting the slams and the knockout. But he reverses this position because bro wasn't able to secure him. Too much emphasis on the neck, not as concerned about the body motion, which is really more of what he needed to be concerned about. So he reverses this. Ends up getting this beautiful pickup. Talk about lower body strength. Bro's back is probably killing him right now. But picks up with the back, not with the legs. This is lifting with your back, not with your knees right here. Gets him up high. Wabam. One to the back of the head. Does it again. Wabam, one to the side of the head. Follows up with the shots. Beautiful work. Yeah, that was the one that was real bad, bro. The first one was bad. The back of the head is definitely like the worst, like as far as like long-term damage goes. You get the base of the spine. That can be really dangerous to get dropped on the back of your head. But as far as getting knocked out in the fight goes, the side of the head is actually probably worse because you get right there on the right on the button, the sweet spot on the temple, takes everything out of whack. Equilibrium all off whack. You start seeing stars, and then those extra shots will finish the damn deal. Bro, crushing right now. Good deal.
Escúchame, estamos en enero, ¿no?
Enero, sí es.
Candidatazo a knockout del año.
All right, next up.
He's clearly in incredible
Ooh.
shape.
Delayed reaction on that one.
landed a good check hook. And that was the one asleep. Put him to bed.
Down.
Hitting the bullseye.
And look at that. Look at the attitude.
He just went limp.
At him, saying, I just
That was right on the
you.
button.
Watch
Down
that.
the line.
Just look
Straight
at
to
that.
chin. That was a nice one. Klain. It was at that moment he knew. Yeah, for real. For real, bro. I think by the second slam, bro knew that. Actually, it was probably the first slam. It was probably during the reverse. He was like, oh, I think if you trace it back, right? He reverses, it's like, oh shit. Then he starts getting picked up and it's like, oh no. Slam number 1, I really fucked up. Slam number 2, you don't have any life left in you. So it ain't what it ain't, and it is what it is. That last one was okay. That's kind of a, a delayed reaction. Caught him clean. Hands were kind of low. I mean, I guess that's, got to protect your chin. But you see it here.
And Pungles, he's clearly in incredible shape.
Yeah, nice solid land, solid connection. Bro wasn't looking very confident in his striking anyway. You can see him kind of reaching for shots.
Hitting the bullseye.
And look at that. Look at that.
Look at the way, like, you see that right there where his hand just kind of goes up? That's how you knew that it was a full-on flush knockout. Because his hand was originally going one direction. He caught the shot, and his body just, the central nervous system just sent the arm in a different direction.
Attitude. Digama pointing at him, saying, I just slept you. Watch
That was
that.
in the
Just look at
MFN
that.
promotion there. Hexagon, hell yeah, great promotion. Shout out to Hexagon. Ooh, that was clean.
Hang that leg.
Setting it up with the low kicks. Bro did low, mid, high over here. And a nice feint too. Hell yeah. That was really nicely set up actually. Yeah, if you go back on that one, look at this. So the setup on that one, let's watch it from the beginning here. So that was after the low kick. Yeah, bro. Sets it up, feints it after that. See, starts low, goes mid. Minor feint right there. You see that little hesitation, and then he just lets it go. That was really, really nice. Nice work. Very, very nice.
Gauges a reaction, and then boom, goes for it.
Yeah, that little hesitation. If you ever see on the watch-alongs where I talk about those micro movements, that's what I'm talking about. Because those kinds of, it all goes back to fast twitch. And if you have that level of control over your body where you can feint to that exact a degree and then let the shot go, that's money right there. Like, that's like super high level shit. Like, if you can pull that off in high level competition. Hey, CTE, what up, my guy? What up, Thinker? Happy Yankee Thanksgiving to you. Brother, I appreciate it. I would wish you a Thanksgiving as well, a happy one that is, but obviously we celebrate those at different times. They mean different things, but I still appreciate it, and when your Thanksgiving comes around, I will wish one for you as well. I need to add that to my calendar. Canadian Thanksgiving. Shout out to Canada. Boxing Day. I do think it is dope that y'all have a holiday called Boxing Day. I really wish that it had something to do with actual boxing, though. I never understood it. What Boxing Day is? What? It's like where you like put all of your old stuff in like, it has something to do with like literally putting things in boxes. Am I wrong about that? Is that not correct? I think that's the case, right? Boxing Day is like literally boxing things up. Leave it to Canada to have a whole holiday based on packaging. Nah, but I'm memeing, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for the Thanksgiving wishes. As I said at the beginning of this stream, I come on with Chase. I come on with the Vitz King. I came on today, as I do, as is tradition around here. Came on solo pre-Thanksgiving to let everybody know that I am thankful for each and every one of you guys. This is my favorite thing in the world to do, and every time that I'm able to, I am very grateful. So, holiday abounds with joy in my heart for being able to hang out with you guys on stream. It's used to be giving leftover gifts to the needy, I think, but now it's just a capitalist holiday. Womp. Well, that sucks. Well, then you know what you need to do for Boxing Day is actually stay true to the spirit of it. Go back to the roots of it. Find some leftover stuff and give it to a needy person out there. In fact, I'll tell you, I was not going to bring it up, and I don't want any kind of praise for it because I don't deserve any, and it's not praiseworthy, but I will say your boy is, not going to lie, I'm kind of in a little bit of a financial struggle at the moment. We're still getting all of the business stuff set up here. I mean, I'm not in dire straits by any stretch of the imagination, but things could be a lot better financially. But I still found it within my wallet to donate to the needy this year, and did it's like a Toys for Tots kind of thing. So some kid out there is getting a nice gift from your boy Thinker this year, and I encourage you, if you have the ability to do so, make the holidays nice for some less fortunate person out there. Although I say that, and I don't want to be an asshole here, and I don't want to be negative because I want to be spreading the positivity. However, went to the supermarket today, and it is amazing to me how many people can still be assholes with this time of festive joy and love. The parking lot, I've talked about this on stream before. My supermarket is less than a mile from my house, right? I drive one street up to it. I'm right there. I turn into the plaza. I'm at the supermarket. It never ceases to amaze me how many times I have almost got into accidents on the way and inside of that parking lot. It's crazy to me how people are so thoughtless and heartless, essentially, because all they're really doing is thinking about themselves. So I say you have to rise above that. That's why I'm really saying it. I'm not trying to say it to be like, screw humanity. But what I will say, and especially as a Floridian, because this comes up in this state, I feel way more than other places around the country. What you have to do when you encounter the ills of the world, and you will, I promise you, you will. It's a fact of life, and in Florida, it's 10 times a fact of life, I would say, and I think I'm not too far off in saying it. But what you must do is you have to take a step back and rise above the negativity for your own sake, because only through doing that can we overcome that bullshit. So I say it to say, find the love and joy in your heart and spread that even in the face of ridiculous opposition, because there is opposition out there. That's the ops. The ops are the ill-minded individuals who are going to tear you down instinctually. That's what it is to me. It's an instinct. It's like I live in a place where people's default is asshole. You know what I'm saying? But you have to rise above it. That's what we do every day. That's what we must do. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it's very difficult. Very difficult not to get dragged down to that same level. But we must overcome. We must. So take that and run with it. Give to the needy. DMX said that. I used to be a cart person at Walmart. It's baffling how inept people are in parking lots. Brother, I have never bro, let me tell you what really bothers me the most when it comes to parking lots. And then we got to move off from the negative stuff because it's Thanksgiving. We need to be giving thanks. But what really bothers me in parking lots is this, okay? I'm backing out of a spot. I always, because I live in Florida and I know how people are, I always back out of spots as slowly as possible. Slow, real slow. I'm talking like inching out. I'm looking all directions. I'm making sure that nothing's coming from boom over here. Where is the thing that's going to hit me or I am going to hit? Is it a person? Is it a bicycle? Is it a car? Is it a scooter? I don't know. That's why my head is on a swivel at all times when I'm backing out. So I'm inching out, right? I'm being very respectful of my surroundings. And what happens in the parking lot is some dickhead comes flying behind me, and instead of just waiting the 5 seconds for me to back out of the spot that I am halfway out of, they decide to blare on the horn and skirt on through. That is, to me, just such a representation of the lack of humanity that some people have. Like, All you had to do was wait. In fact, it would have actually been the homie move for you to wait because you would have been blocking the path. So you would have been like, hey guys, hold up. Bro is trying to get out of the spot. I'm going to let this guy out of the spot. Fist bump on that. That's the homie move. No, instead, blare on the horn like a true piece of shit and fly past, missing my car by inches. Drives me insane. Happens all the time. Just saying. Just saying. But we must rise above. We must rise above. So you being here is us rising above. Cheers to you. Happy Thanksgiving out there, people. Back to the positivity. You tell them, fuck the ops. Exactly. Fuck the ops. But it's the negative people, so it's applicable. A small fun fact, the hockey team in the city I live in is now the Panthers. A local team called the Panthers, or are you living in Sunrise? Because if you're living in Sunrise and you're talking about the Florida Panthers, then you are now you're in an elite club with your boy. Lifelong Florida Panthers fan right here. And I see CTE. I'm not even going to acknowledge that. I'm pretending that I don't see that, considering that I have been a Panthers fan since 1995. I've been a Panthers fan longer than some of this audience has been alive. I have been there through the ups and downs. I have been there for every terrible year of that team's existence. Only now have we become the dynamo of the NHL. Now is not even the best time for it because we're actually very injured right now. I'm looking forward to the Winter Classic and be watching that with the homie, Big Mike, my father. But I have been there through all of the ups and downs of the Florida Panthers, lifelong Florida Panthers fan, the team that got me into hockey in this very sunny and warm state of Florida. So it is your game, but who won the cup though? Unfortunately, it's the Hohenfoss Panthers. Oh, okay. What country are you in, bro? What country are we talking about? That I see the little line through the O. Are we in Sweden? We in Finland? Where we checking in from, Klein? How do you say Klayan? Klayan. Appreciate you, bro. Welcome, bro. Welcome to the Blood Palm. 1995 is the year before I was born. This is what I'm talking about, Sarah Toby. This is what I'm talking about. Do you know how long and hard the road was for me to finally see my team get victory? My family is also a New York Jets family. We are born underdogs around here. That's why when you see me say thank you on this channel for all of the great things that we have accomplished for the, what is it now, 750 plus subscribers that we have, you got to know that this comes from a place of constant underdogness. I'm never worried about growing the channel. You know why? Because struggle is a default in the house of Thinker. We overcome. I'm ready for all that comes my way. I've been struggling my whole life. So as a Panthers fan since 1995, same shit. Same shit. But where we at now, though? 2-time Stanley Cup champions. Oh, I wish I had my hat on right now. 1 of 7. Beeb, I'm thankful that Rick Allen has 2 dads. Brother, Thanksgiving at that house must be lit. Which one does the cooking, you think? Is that dad 1 or dad 2? 4 nations. Tell me where your best players are from. Finland and Norway, I believe. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Norway. There you go. Hey, shout out to Norway. Mr. Rage Quit was in here earlier. Mr. Rage Quit. Well, that might be Mr. Rage Quit. I don't know. If it's not, then already got a great love for the country of Norway. Norway, a place I told Mr. Rage Quit way back in the day. I gained my love of the nation of Norway from a place called Epcot Center. Don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's Disney. I used to go to Epcot Center as a young man. I would watch the brief 7-minute film all about Norway after the ride and fell in love with that great culture. Oh, Canada. All right. Fair enough, CTE. Yes, I'm okay. Bro, I'm okay with it. You know why I'm okay? You can have the sport as your own. You can have all the great players. Where does the cup live? My backyard. It was at Flanagan's. Hell yeah, Matt Zuccarello. Longtime Ranger. Panthers versus Rangers going to be in the Winter Classic this year. Very happy about that. Bottom does the cooking. Facts. Let's play another knockout here. Perfect. Also, going back to that, I really can't get over how nice of a setup that last one was.
Boom, goes for it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Very, very nice.
Great job.
All right, next up.
Yeah, dangerous, dangerous. Aaron coming up.
Ooh, damn, beastly. Swazo. Have we seen Swazo? That name sounds familiar. Oh, another tough enough. Bam, overhand like a motherfucker. Damn, did he land that shit. Yo, all right, we gotta break that one down real quick. With a bunch of Canadians on vacation. Brother, if you're going to vacation with the best, right? There's a reason that everybody loves sticking around here. Plus, we got the best back office in all of the sport, by the way. Bill Zito is a hero. Bill Zito is a national treasure. There's going to be a monument put up to Bill Zito in the city of Sunrise at some point. Mark my words. I know, it's all love, homie. Of course. It's Thanksgiving, bro. We can have arguments about sports on Thanksgiving. That's still homie shit. I'm good with that. Just like I was good with that knockout. Yo, the Swazo dude just put him down. I swear that we have seen Swazo or have heard the name at the very least. The Leafs destitute this year? Brother, the Leafs have been destitute since 1956. Gonna have to bandwagon another Canadian team. Who's the good Canadian team this year? I'm trying to think. In years past, the Senators have been okay. The Jets are not terrible. Flames usually not too good. R.I.P. to Johnny Hockey. That was really sad. Oilers. There you go. That's a good one. Oh, yo. The way that Bro's head went back off of that shot when the impact actually happened. Bop, bop, bop. Bomb. And then that snap right there. That's the shot. Bomb. Yeah, dude. You see that snap back. You know that one was a flush shot. Yeah, he bombed him.
It depends on how focused you are on that, or if you just.
Commentary going wild. That would be me. That'd be the level of audio quality on my reaction. Yeah, that damn big overhand. Bro, his hands were way low on that one. Didn't expect to be bombed from that far out. Canadians are doing well, brother. If you root for the Canadians, you might get banned from this chat. For your own sake, bro. For your own sake. That you'd have to get penalized for that. No one can root for the Canadians. Even Montreal fans can't be. Let them have it because they already suck. But, bro, you cannot be rooting for the Montreal Canadiens. It's like rooting for the Bruins. I mean, yeah, no, the love does not. The love has limits. The love has limits. Nah, whatever, dude. There were a couple Canadians that I did like back in the day. Carey Price, great goaltender. I'll give Carey Price some leeway there. They had good players. They're just such a bitch of a team. Like, they live up to the reputation that they have had for years. You know what I'm saying? Can't be dissing the Bruins when you have that rat Marchand. Yeah, that is one of the weirdest things, dude. That's one of the weirdest things. Having Brad Marchand on the team after having hated that man for years. I'm talking about literal, like, decade worth of hatred for that guy. He comes in and is just the absolute most perfect piece of the puzzle. I was like, God, when I heard that he was the one that they were pulling for that position, like when they wanted to bring him on, I was like, no way is this going to work. The guy is not going to fit in on this type of team. He's too much of he's a shady player at best. Same with my boy Tkachuk, who I love. I'm a huge fan, obviously, fan of Brad Marchand now. But Yeah, when I heard that he was coming over, I was like, I don't even know how they're going to accept this guy, like as a Bruin, as a longtime rival, East Coast rivalry. How long? I'll tell you this too. My dad is a stoic guy. He's a multifaceted individual, but like on the whole, my dad is not going to go out there and pick a fight with somebody, right? He's not looking for fights. The only time that I have ever seen my dad nearly get into an actual fist fight was at a Panthers-Bruins game. And it almost really did go down like that. It almost really, really got to that point. Because bro was a masshole in the crowd, and he would not stop. And I saw my dad stand up out of his chair, and the hand, it was like the Arthur meme. You know the Arthur meme of the fist by the side? That was what it was. I saw that fist getting curled up from Pops, and I was like, oh shit, the shit might really go down now. Luckily, it did not. Luckily, the situation was diffused. But that's the level of rivalry that I have witnessed when it comes to the Boston Bruins. So I cannot escape my lifelong disdain for that team. But Marchand's the shit now, though. Huge fan. Might have to ban yourself for the Kachuk fandom. Brother, he's been a gem. He's been the leader that we needed. Really, when Barkov got injured for the 800th time, I was like, if you're going to give someone the C, bro, I don't know. I'd be okay with it. Bro is out. That's a warrior too, by the way, dude. Bro was playing the entire, not the last go around, but the one before it, playing the entire playoffs with a broken clavicle. Do you at least admit the Panthers are a dirty team? Nah, we're not a dirty team. We've got dirty players. But I feel like a lot of our dirty players are like not as dirty like on the team, because I feel like we move the puck so well that we really don't need to have like enforcers or underhanded players very much. But then again, I am so deep in MMA that I have not been keeping up with the day-to-day of the team. So if you're telling me that they're playing like dirt balls, I'll go with it. Sure. There you go. There's the bridge. There's the olive branch between us. Because like I said, I don't have time for it, bro. I mean, I'm working on the channel. I'm working on work. I'm keeping up with MMA. I only got so many hours in the day. I also have to have time to watch YouTube videos. I have to spend 4 hours watching the new Defunct Land video. Oh, damn. Was he already out from the first one that landed? It sounded like the first shot was the worst one. He landed the... Yeah, that was weird. Like, so he lands... Hold on. Watch it back. Lands that one. That's the harder shot. And then the second one drops him. I don't know. I guess it was just the second one. Yeah. Bombs. That's the second one. I guess it was. Yeah. Right on the ear.
Footwork of Jabrilov. Oh, big shot there from Jabrilov. And takes more shots now from Jabrilov.
Damn. Nice slam.
Body slam, obliterating his opponent.
Bro, if this... Damn. Oh. How many times is this dude gonna get slammed? Hell yeah. Slam knockout.
Here is another one.
Ooh. Yeah, you see how he went down on that one. Good Lord, side of the head. Is getting slammed on the side of the head the worst base for MMA? They'll be in the finals again, I'm sure. You can catch up with them then. Yeah, absolutely. That's playoff hockey. That's really what I've resigned myself to, sadly, because I used to be, I used to follow the sport very, very closely. I used to watch like 3 games a night at sometimes. But now I'm just like, I wait till the playoffs, sadly. I hate it. I wish that I have more hours in the day to watch like hockey and MMA, but it is what it is, man. MMA comes first. That was a nice knockout. That was a nice solid slam knockout. Also in one championship. I feel like one championship doesn't have as many knockouts in MMA specifically. Like they have sometimes some decent knockouts in Muay Thai. And in kickboxing, maybe not as many. I'd say that if you had the tiers, it'd be Muay Thai, MMA, and then kickboxing, and then BJJ. But I feel like that on the whole, like per capita, there are like less knockouts in one championship. So they need to get some finishers over in one.
Came to send a message.
Oh, damn, his head bounced.
So aggressive.
That was a bounce. More bounce to the ounce.
You know, Tajon Mason coming in 6'1" with a 73-inch reach.
Oh my goodness!
APFC, that's what it is.
Tajon Mason.
APFC, that's where Gable Stevenson just got his latest win.
Damn,
that really was a nice
That'll
one.
lead to a great fight. Tajon
Got him with
Mason
the flat of the foot
other
too.
Ideas, Christian, and he's ready
That was
to
a terrible
to go
replay.
home.
I
He
was
could
waiting to
probably
see the
fight
shot
here
again.
tonight if you wanted to.
Whiskey MCT alongside.
You know, Tajon Mason coming in 6'1" with a 73-inch reach.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Easy walk off.
Tajon Mason.
Bro is sleep. Good night, nurse. Bam.
I guess you could do those sort of things.
Caught him
That'll
with the
lead
crook
to a
of the
great
foot.
fight.
Usually that's
Tajon Mason
not necessarily
had
going
other
to be
ideas,
like
Christian,
the
and he's
hardest
ready
you
to-
could hit
to go
somebody as
home.
opposed
He
to
could
the
probably
bone,
fight
but
again here tonight if he
obviously
wanted to.
hard
Whiskey
enough.
MC.
Good deal. Speaking of slams, I've thought it since I watched it. Isn't Bilal's spike against Leon technically illegal? No, it is not illegal, actually, because I looked that up. It is illegal to lead with a slam. So basically, the way that the rules are written, and I'm glad you asked about this because this is a good opportunity for me to explain that I would not otherwise have. When you are in a downward motion, if you drive the slam, that is an illegal move. You cannot make the motion of a spike. So if he had him in a pile driver motion, or if he had him in a position where he could guide the head downward, that spiking is illegal. If you drop with your opponent and the momentum of the fall ends in a spike, that is a legal move. You can debate whether or not you like that wording or if that wording jives with how you think this sport actually operates, because how do you make the distinction? It seems a little bit like one of those like eyeball test kind of things. But if you look at the way that Bilal took Leon down, when they were kind of in motion and Leon is just essentially landed on his head. That's how that's how it's defined in the rule set. So if you are in motion and the slam naturally happens that way, legal. If you intentionally take your opponent into a position to slam them on their head, not legal. I thought since he didn't let go of the high crotch, he technically guided him onto a stacked neck. I mean, again, that's where the debate comes in, though. That's where the debate comes in, because on the one hand, you could say that just having him in that position in general is kind of inherently going to spike him. But at the same time, if he takes his body down that way, like if the leg is up here, if he's got the high crotch up and the head is kind of like, he's going this way downward and he just sort of leans into it, it's a judgment call at that point. So that is how this is what I was talking about on the latest video when I talked about KSW, standardization. I feel like the MMA rule set should be triple the length when it is written out, because I think that there should be a lot more wording that is a lot more specific to cover a wider breadth of all of the things that can happen in this sport. Even with that, you still would not be able to cover everything. It would not, you would not be able to cover everything that could happen in this sport. There are too many variables with the way that this sport operates. But I do think that if you were a little bit more in depth and set definitive parameters within the rule set, it would lend itself to a more fair and better judged sport. Like the referees could do their job more effectively if the rules were more clearly defined, as opposed to, well, figure it out on the fly. When you compare it to so many DC high crotch slams, he never manages to even do that. Not that I think it's egregious, but it's something I always stood out to me. Well, DC is also a lot smaller than either Bilal or Leon, I would say. I think DC is maybe a little bit shorter than Bilal. Bilal's not much taller than him, but either way, I mean, yeah, look, again, you know, you would be well within your right to question it, I would say, and I'm sure that the commissions looked into it, but that's the rules, and that's how they, you know, they ruled that it was a legal drop, so it is what it is. Michael, what up, my guy? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Gobble, gobble, my dude. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Shout out to your lovely wife. I hope that she is preparing herself for some carbo loading at the feast so that she can go out and do her next marathon. I need to get some Yama branding on your wife when she's running these marathons. We need to get her sponsored by Yama. Yama will sponsor you if you do something cool. Get some Yama logos right behind the placard.
TT alongside Matt Williams and Kyle Nug.
Early knockout. Damn, that was right at the start of the fight.
It's eternal history. He did a great job. He landed that low kick
Swipe,
real hard
damn,
from the start.
dude.
Mate can't really
Bro
bite on
crumpled
that
him
leg.
off
He
a
thought he was
swipe
coming
shot.
Well, watch the hip feint. So he hit the low kick, then he faked the
Oh,
low
and he
kick
caught him
and
with the
went
kick at
upstairs
the
with
end?
lift.
Damn.
That's his classic bread and butter.
That's
Muay
like
Thai.
when Randy Brown got caught in the nuts after he got knocked out. Yikes. I do want to see that feint they're talking about, though.
He did a great job. He landed that low kick real hard.
Oh
from
my
the
God,
start.
yeah,
Mate
yeah, he got
can't
the
really
low kick
bite
at
on
the
that
very
leg.
end.
He thought he was
I mean,
coming
or he got
again.
the
Well, watch the
yeah,
hip feint.
So, yeah, he throws this. I mean, it really was not necessarily the prettiest shot. Like, he's open stance right now to throw the shot, chin wide open for the counter if his dude was going to be coming back with the shot. But bro does not have the wherewithal to know that. Ends up turning, and as he goes down, where is the connection? Bomb. That is insult to injury because that dude was dead already. That dude was DOA. Wow. I will give him some credit, though. That is good hand-eye coordination. That's literal hand-eye coordination right there. You know, it's hand-eye foot coordination all at once. Knockout, kick, dunzo. She got a left butt cheek for ad rental ready to go. Brother, I will take you up on that offer. I'll put a Yama logo wherever it can fit, my guy. I'm with it. But I mean, I guess the real question is how much like visibility is it going to get? You know what I'm saying? Is she running these marathons with her ass out like that? I don't know. Maybe not. If so, I mean, maybe you got to have a conversation about that. But either way, holler at your boy. Advertising is advertising, and if I know anything, prints on ass cheeks definitely get a lot of attention.
Kick, then he faked the low kick and went upstairs with the left hook. That's his classic bread and butter Muay Thai.
That was really nice.
Oh my God.
Dinger of a shot.
Oh, now.
Oh, look at these two clubbers over here. Bro, you knew that was the case. Look at the way that these dudes are swinging on this thing.
Oh my God.
Dinger of a shot.
Oh,
Just
now.
pawing at each other. Bro's shot wasn't even that heavy.
As clean a shot as we've seen Diop land before, which just illustrates
I mean,
the
look at that.
scary part.
That like he basically like reach shotted him. Like no technique in the shot at all, but just enough power in the hands. Heavyweight, bro.
And the Oz was out when he hit the ground completely.
Oof, and a
another big
follow
shot
up
on
there.
the ground, but that is the kind of power.
Bomb.
And you know what?
Like
knows.
not like I always, you gotta love it when it's like no technique involved and you can still just do that. Bro has a future in the UFC with that in the heavyweight division. All right, what's up next here? The catchweight fight. Wonder if it's the bigger guy
Совершенно
that...
не похоже, на мой взгляд.
Caught him. Damn. Counter shot
И
got him.
оставив голову открытой,
Ooh,
поймайте то
nice
эти.
counter, too.
Ну и за что
Bro,
поплатился вот такой
I
боковой.
really wish that
Причем,
this
обратите
had the
внимание,
names on here.
амплитуда-то для нанесения этого удара
Damn.
Хуршеда
Caught
была
him with
не
a
так.
beautiful inside counter shot. It's crazy how deadly those counter shots can be. The crazy one about this one is you see how much effort his opponent is putting in. That was Nazarov, I think. Thank God it was Nazarov who got the knockout, because I'd love to... What do you think the correct pronunciation of that other name would be? Maimai Tuoheti. Maimai Tuoheti. I think I got it. Sounds like a Pacific Islander name there. Hey, Hydra! Happy American Thanksgiving to you, brother. Appreciate you. Welcome. Indeed, a sneaky Yama stream, but it is the Yama Give Thanks stream. Pre-Thanksgiving, letting all of you guys know how thankful I am for you. As always, appreciate you being here. Saratobi, got to get ready for the stream. Have a good stream. I'll talk to you later during mine. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, hopefully you'll be on for a little while tonight. I will. I'll be heading over there after this. Shout out to Saratobi. Like I said, after this stream here, everybody round up and go head over to Saratobi's stream. It is lit, and she is the homie. Thankful for Yama and the chat, brother. Appreciate you always. I am thankful for you and everyone who hangs out and supports Yama. This has been one of, if not the, I'm pretty sure it has been the biggest growth year for the channel. You know, we're only 2 years in now, but year one, very slow. Year two, exponential growth compared to year one. Year three, I think we're taking over the world at this point. I think that we're on top. I think that this is where it all really blows up. So appreciate you all being here before the inevitable snowballing avalanche of support that's going to be coming in. Either way, you will always know who the OGs are around here, and that's y'all. So appreciate you, dude. You'll be on for a few hours? Got you, Sarah. All right. Excellent. We will be chatting later tonight. Yama to the moon. You know it. You know it. There will never, mark my words, there will never be a rug pull as long as I'm on this channel. Never. We are never, there is no bait and switch around here. No Popka coin. How crazy. Shout out to Chase, my co-host extraordinaire, who accurately predicted that Khabib was going to be pulling a crypto rug pull, and it actually turned out to be that. What are you doing, bro? Yamacat going crazy back there. He knows the deal, too. Investing early like Apple in 81, my man. Absolutely. You're in at the ground floor of Yama Industries. Yama will take off. Hey, brother, as far as I'm concerned, Yama has already taken off. You know, the only thing, if you really want to be real about it, the only thing that I would like at this point, subs are cool, whatever, watch time, all that, monetization. I'm not too concerned about all that. It would be nice under the circumstances. It would be very helpful, whatever. It will come. What I would really like is just for the views on the videos to get a little better. That's the last piece of the puzzle as far as I'm concerned. The live streams are lit. The shorts are super lit. We get a lot of views off the shorts. All we need is the videos to get a little bit better in the viewership, and then I'm a happy camper, and the rest can happen as it's going to happen. So you guys all make this possible. I'm honestly surprised he hadn't done a Popka NFT back when the NFT bubble hadn't burst. Yo, facts. Probably saw what happened to Hamzat and his NFT collection, which I don't know if you didn't see the video that I did about that. I was thinking about actually doing a follow-up on that because I saw somebody do a where are they now kind of thing when it came to NFTs. His NFT, I don't remember what the actual numbers are, so don't quote me on that because, you know, it's like fractions of Ethereum or whatever it was on. I think it was on the Ethereum blockchain, but it was like 20 Ethereum at one point. It's like down to like 0.5 or something. They are not worth fucking used toilet paper at this point. So yeah, NFT bubble way burst. You know who made out the best with NFTs? And I don't think that she gets nearly enough credit for it, but she really deserves it for being the absolute most gangster NFT person that there was in that space. Elon Musk's ex, Grimes. Shout out to Grimes. I'm a big Grimes fan, actually. Her music is fucking fire. I love Grimes. Her music is really, really good. I'm a big fan. I'm hoping to see her in concert at some point if she ends up touring again. I think she's making new music now. But if you recall, when NFTs first came out, she did a whole NFT collection. Sold that shit for fucking millions. She was in all early on NFTs and full on in with it. Made literal millions of dollars. Sold it, cashed it out, and faded into the bush like Homer Simpson. Grimes is fucking legit, dude. What the fuck? She literally sold millions of dollars worth of bullshit JPEGs and then skated out, and no one ever talks about it. That's how you know she's a gangster, because no one talks about it. No one ever says, oh, Grimes is a fucking dirtball, Grimes is a grifter. No, she was just smart and got in early, got out before all the bullshit happened. Got the bag and got the fuck out. Exactly. That's how I can't be mad. Bro, a fool and their money are easily parted. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that I thought about with all that crypto shit. You know, even still to an extent now. I mean, like, I still, it's not real. There's nothing. It's a bunch of fucking ones and zeros. I don't know, whatever. Anyway. But yes, Grimes is fucking gangster for that. And that artist guy. There was an artist. I forget what his name is. He was one of those artists. I think he goes by like one name or whatever. Obviously, it's not Banksy, but it's like a guy that also has like a single name. And he did like an NFT collection that was like 365 images. So it was like a year of images as an NFT or something. He sold that for like $2 million and got out too. So there was money to be made back in the day. Not so much anymore now that everybody realizes, man, I was paying for some bullshit. Yeah, you were. Could he not make more by just auctioning an autographed Popka? Yeah, you know, by actually doing something legit, CTE? Yeah, he probably could, but what's the fun in that? What's the fun in that? Where is the rug pull in that? There is no rug pull that way. I need to grift. I need to grift. Why do something that is actually legitimate that could bring real value to people when I could just grift them? Come on, bro. This is next level thinking over here. You got to think modern. This is 2025. Actual real world value means nothing now. That's not ethically questionable for anyone in that camp to engage in. Well, that's brother. That's a whole separate issue right there. I didn't even really get into that aspect of it when it came to the Hamzat one. But when I go and watch the Hamzat video that I did about his crypto scheme, like there's all kinds of questionable things going on there, and the fact that he was specifically marketing it to Muslims. I mean, bro, like, that's real dirtball shit. It's legitimate dirtball shit. Honestly, I can never be as upset with NFT and crypto scams because you honestly deserve to be scammed. Well, no one deserves to be scammed, but there is a reasonable level of self-interest that you should have where, I mean, especially in this landscape now, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, right? I mean, like, come on. Like, how many fucking rug pull? Hawk coin! Hawk Tua girl! Y'all motherfuckers thought that Hawk Tua girl was gonna go to the moon? Is this real life? People really thought that they were gonna buy Hawk Tua coin. And that there was actual value in that shit. Hawk Tua. Spit on that coin. Am I crazy? I don't think so. Not on that one, anyway. Actual real world value, why this is the only channel I'm a Discord member of and the chat stream of Hydra, my man. Appreciate you and very glad to have you in the Discord. Welcome, by the way. Welcome to you and to CTE, two members of the Yamiverse in a real way. That's soldier shit right there. Welcome to the army. Khabib, when he can choose to be immoral, even though his religion actually forbids him to do that. Well, brother, I have been talking about Khabib for quite a while now. In fact, on the Friday show, this came up where I was saying Khabib has his own set of circumstances, and I believe that Khabib hides behind the reputation of his father. Now, this is a little bit controversial, and I'm sure that a lot of people over in that side of the world wouldn't want to hear it, but Abdulmanap was a great man. Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov did amazing things for the country of Dagestan, for the region of Dagestan. Excuse me. Abdulmanap changed the landscape of Dagestan as far as combat sports goes and was a central figure of greatness for that region. His son is not him. His son follows in the shadow and is able to absorb the reputation of the father and coasts on that while he does all kinds of underhanded, nefarious, and possibly very shady things behind the scenes and tries to put on a false front like he is not that. Khabib is a little bit of a snake, and I've always been a fan. I've never been one to be a hater when everybody tries to have the conversation about, oh, you know, was he the GOAT? Where is he on the GOAT list? Whatever. I've always said he did an amazing thing in this sport. He retired for, I thought, a very noble reason. You know, he lost his father. His mother asked him to stop fighting. He said, I'm going to stop. I'm stepping back. I'm going to give back to my community. I thought all of that was great. Everything that I have heard about Khabib since then has been very, very dark, very underhanded, very not above board. And I hate to say that. I talked about it in an old Yama episode when he was having his tax evasion troubles, saying that none of this looks good, bro. This doesn't look good for Eagle FC. It doesn't look good for Eagle MMA, the gym. Doesn't look good for all of your fighters. One of his fighters ended up being involved in a very deadly attack. Very deadly extremist attack. I'm not saying that he was involved in any of that. All of what I'm saying is there are things that surround Khabib that are less than stellar. And he continues to have that reputation because he makes it that way. He himself makes it that way. He wants to be the face of Eagle FC. He wants to be the face of Dagestan. With that comes a responsibility that I don't think he's living up to. We'll leave it at that. Nobody deserves to be scammed unless the entire premise of what you're buying is a scam. Well, I mean, you're making some pretty big facts points on that one. I mean, I want to believe that there are some cryptos that may have some potential to be valuable at some point, or at least retain whatever value they may have once had, but it's fake. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, granted, fiat currency also fake, but it's a fake that we've all agreed upon in a very real way and actually moves our world. You know what I mean? It's digital puffery. It's magic. It's pixie dust. It's nothing. It's a bunch of numbers on a screen. His religion also specifically forbids mistreatment of fellow Muslims, including when dealing in business. Well, that is the biggest problem now, isn't it? Certainly was the problem for Hamzat and his crypto scheme. He was an ambassador for crypto to a Muslim organization. I'm telling you, go fuck it, we watch the video. Hold on, because I don't remember all the details myself, actually, talking about it right now. Where is it? A little bit strange to watch myself on video on stream, but how do we... Yeah, see, this is all the shorts about it.
I'm going to beat you with
it's short.
debt.
Hello guys, There is one crypto coin about me. They call it Smash.
Yep, Smash
Let's
coin.
Smash together, guys. Let's go.
And there's the rug. So there you go. Rug pull instant. Look at that skinny guy there. That was back when I was still getting over being sick. You're thankful for Hawk Tua, Klain? I'm thankful for her. She's a little baddie. She's a little country baddie who really was way too dumb to be anywhere near something that dangerous. Genuinely don't rank him top 5 all time, but with how crazy good some resumes are these days. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, all time, no. In his time, I would say at least top 10. And probably closer to top 5 in his time. But also a guy who left the sport too early, you know what I'm saying? Habib is below all the classic GOATs except, to me, except for Jones. Yeah. He's definitely on the lower end of them. But you gotta admit that he does deserve a place there. Do you also drop Silva for the PEDs? I do. Yeah, I do. Personally. I hate to say it because, I mean, Silva is one of the GOATs of the sport for real. But, you know, I value fairness in the sport. That's why I care so much about the rules. Remember when Khamzat Chimaev was supposed to be the big bad wolf of the middleweight division after he missed weight and rearranged an entire pay-per-view because he was supposed to be the big bad wolf of the welterweight division? Yeah, there was once a time when Khamzat's name was being mentioned alongside some of the best fighters competing today. He came in, smashed a few guys up, was entertaining to watch. Once, it was a promising storyline. Well, now Khamzat's name is being mentioned alongside the likes of Dylan Dennis as someone who will probably have a CoffeeZilla video made about him in the near future, with his stock dropping quicker than the value of his recent cryptocurrency venture. You see, Khamzat is the latest person to jump on the crypto rug pull bandwagon, and the story is about as textbook as they come. He posts a video to his social media innocently saying, "Hey guys, I'm thinking about getting into crypto, what do y'all think?" Then literally overnight, a new coin based on him appears out of thin air. Wow, crazy how something like that happens out of pure coincidence. Yeah, that's the same MO that Jack Doherty had, right? I'm pretty sure that that's exactly how Jack Doherty's rug pull was, where he was like on stream and was like, "Hey guys, you know, I don't know about this crypto thing. What do you think about crypto? I'm thinking about getting into it. Like, what coins do you guys like? Blah, blah, blah." And then all of a sudden it was like fucking Jack coin or whatever the fuck his was. That coin, in this case called Smash Coin, gets bought up, i.e. pumped by Khamzat's adoring fans to raise its value, and then immediately gets sold off, i.e. dumped by the majority owners of the coin upon its launch. The owners, of course, being the developers of the coin itself. Yep. They ride off with the bag, leaving the fans holding their dicks. It's a tale as old as time. Yep. Classic rug pull. Am I crazy saying Pantoja and Merab are already way clear of Habib? No, absolutely. That's a base take. Pantoja, one of the most disrespected champions on the planet. Bro has been clearing and lapping his division for what feels like a decade now. Merab, active as fuck. Bro's defended the belt more times in a year than most champions will defend it ever. Think about that. So yeah, no, they both absolutely. Yeah, this is what I'm saying about Habib as far as the GOAT list conversation goes. Like, he's on it. He definitely needs to be on it, finishing the sport undefeated. That, you know, you made the list, but does he rank highly on the list? No, definitely not. Understandably, this situation was not positively received by the purchasers of this shitcoin, the wider MMA community, or really anyone on the planet, most especially due to the amazing timing of this fiasco all taking place directly after UFC Saudi Arabia, where Khamzat was scheduled to fight Robert Whittaker, but pulled out due to a multi-week bout of food poisoning. The guy who once ran through his opponents has slowed down considerably in his more recent fights against higher-level competition like Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, and the same guy who once fought back-to-back weekends is now taking massive breaks between these significantly less impressive performances. You can hear how labored I am with the delivery of all of this because I was still getting over being sick. It was hard for me to keep up the cadence. apparently cooking up rug pulls with the homies is what he's doing instead. Well, somehow it seems like Khamzat's team didn't anticipate the negative response to the Boar's Ape Yacht Club because they've been doing some really goofball damage control ever since. I like that, the Boar's Ape Yacht Club. That's pretty funny. Pat on the back for that one. Khamzat's manager, Majdi Shamas, stepped up to play the Shohei Ohtani translator role, taking the fall for his client by saying that he was the one who was contacted by some shady crypto bros claiming to be fans of Khamzat's. Said bros asked if Khamzat could make a video or two promoting the Smash coin, and it was he who agreed to the deal. Shamas said that he was naive, Khamzat knew nothing about it, and that he was sorry. And that might have been the bitter end of it, until Khamzat decided to double down on clearing his name with a video featuring one of the project's dev team.
Hi guys, I was a part of the team working on the Smash token that we did as a fan community token to pay homage to Khamzat Chimaev. We just want to make it clear that we were never in direct contact with Khamzat, and Khamzat has no direct involvement with the token whatsoever. We were merely in contact with his manager, who we sent the videos to of the Smash token, and we asked him to share them because it's a fan token and it would be fun for the community and for his fans.
How bold of this motherfucker right here to show his face in a Louis Vuitton sweater after rug pulling like tens of thousands of people. Like, good Lord, dude. Like, this dude, like, it's rare, you know what I mean? A lot of these guys, like, fade off into the distance, and you never hear or see from it. It turns out, like, the, like, crypto investigators. I think, actually, I talk about it as Zach XBT in this video, I'm pretty sure. But, like, a lot of times you never see them because they know that it's, like, shady as fuck what they're doing. This dude, part of the team that rug pulled thousands of people, and here he is clearing Khamzat's name specifically, not anybody else. He'll say it's not a rug pull. It wasn't a rug pull. We didn't know. Yeah.
And that's why his manager agreed and nothing else. Regarding the supply, yes, we sniped 80% of the supply.
Oh, he doesn't. I forgot that.
And we still own almost 80% of the supply. We did not sell. We were not the cause of the major downfall that happened in the token. Everything is public. You can track all the wallets. There is no scam that has been happening. It's simply people that bought early that sold very late and took profits.
Yeah, you know, it was us. We hold all the value. Bro, please, dude. MMA news will be shared no matter the circumstances. Think harder working than working harder than the Postal Service. Oh, come on, dude. This shit always comes to light. That's why with the fucking Popka thing, like, I can't wait to see how many people end up dissatisfied with that. You feel me? Like, you know, it's like time and time again, it's Lucy with the football. Charlie Brown, why are you falling for it?
And not us. And neither is it Khamzat's team nor us who caused that. And yeah, that's it. I work with marketing in the team, so I know who was involved and who wasn't. I can clarify that Khamzat was not involved. Thank you.
So what you just saw is a guy in an overpriced Louis Vuitton hoodie saying that Khamzat wasn't involved in the rug pull because, guys, there was no rug pull. You can trace the wallets. Well, marketing man, Twitter crypto sleuth Zach XBT has been covering the Smash situation extensively and did just that. Guess whether or not the investigation helped or hurt this guy's claims. Well, you don't have to guess because you already know the answer. Using a bunch of technical wizardry that is way over my head, Zach XBT traced the funding of the Smash coin and all of the wallets involved, and on top of breaking the initial fraud wide open, Zach XBT also came out to refute the claims of the Louis V marketer, saying, sorry buddy, you're capping, this is a scam plain as day. So as much as Team Khamzat is trying to wash their hands of this situation, the dirt just isn't rubbing off. Shout out to Zach XBT, bro. That dude is a fucking master at all of what he does. And he's look, when you want to know how bad the Popka rug pull ends up being, Zach XBT is your man. Get Zach XBT on the case. We need to get Zach XBT on Karate Combat. Yo, where's Chase? I need to talk to him. Because Chase and I actually had been trying to get CoffeeZilla to look into the only up system that Karate Combat has. Not necessarily accusing Karate Combat of anything, okay? Just want to be clear about that. I'm not saying, and Chase is not saying, that Karate Combat is doing anything wrong. We were just curious how you could have an only up system of anything, where basically, if you're not aware, in Karate Combat, you buy into the crypto coin, you buy into their currency, you use it to gamble on fights, and you can't lose your investment, is what they've been claiming. So we were just like, how the fuck does that work? Where is the only up aspect of it? Like, if you're betting your coins, inherently you are losing your coins if you lose. So maybe we need to talk to Zach XBT. If Habib's fan base is truly full of these devout Muslims, they should be incredibly upset by his blasphemy. Shockingly, I doubt they will be. That's a tough one, because on the one hand, you want to... It's like anybody that you're a big fan of. It's like they would say and probably truly believe that he, as an international representative of their faith and the region of the world, etc., they would support him and not believe that he is doing foul things. They will perhaps be willfully ignorant to the facts of what he is doing because of the exposure that he has and the perceived value of what he brings to the equation, which is kind of sad if you think about it, but I, in a weird way, understand it because, you know, blood thicker than water, roots run deep, etc., etc. I have corn addiction. Brother, we need to help you out, but hello, welcome. Luis Reyes. Sean Brady said he's willing to go down to 55 in his recent podcast episode. We talked about that in the Discord. That literally to a T is exactly what Jack Hermanson just did after the same situation that Sean Brady just went through. How did it work out for Jack Hermanson? Literal Spider-Man pointing at each other meme. While it seems pretty unlikely that there's any validity to the claims of plausible deniability in his manager's statement, let's play Borz's advocate here and say that Khamzat was just an innocent bystander whose fame was capitalized on by a group of nefarious, soulless crypto scammers. This extension of goodwill also breaks down when you dig into Khamzat's recent past with crypto, and by recent, I mean as recent as 2022. Okay, this is the part of the video that I was getting to and why I wanted to play it, okay? Listen to this part. In 2022, Khamzat and his good buddy Darren Till were instrumental in launching the Smash Bros. NFT collection, which, like most NFTs, are a bunch of worthless digital horseshit. You can currently buy one of these for 0.273 Solana, which is just under $40 USD, and do absolutely nothing with it thereafter because, like all things crypto, their value is agreed upon by the community that buys into it, and no one bought into this. So there you go. And yeah, so it was Solana. It wasn't Ethereum. But so this used to be, if it was 0.438 or whatever, you know, there. And at the time, I think it was even lower. That's why I was saying it was like $40 or whatever. It's saying it's like $60 here. That used to be in like the multi-hundreds of dollars. So this is at this point. When was this video made? This was a year ago. So a year ago, it was already tanked. Now it's beyond tanked. You can fucking pick up 700 of these for like $5. Unlike the Smash coin, at least with NFTs, there's a neat little picture attached to the scam, so you can look at that while I look at it for free, and all of you look at it for free because it's a fucking picture on the internet. A fool and his money are easily parted. Bingo! But sadly, it doesn't stop there. Here. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this point, but it's one that I find particularly egregious. You see, in the Islamic faith, gambling is considered haram, or forbidden according to the faith's doctrines. Since nearly the advent of cryptocurrency, there's been debate amongst Islamic scholars as to whether or not crypto should be considered gambling due to the heavy amount of risk involved in its trade. A cryptocurrency called Jazzcoin was established specifically as a means of making crypto trading halal or permissible under Islamic doctrine. Guess who's an ambassador for Jazzcoin?
Millions of unbanked people fight every day to access financial services and strive to rise from the bottom to success.
Hodl on the hat.
We all have the opportunity to climb to new heights and achieve our dreams.
I'm Hamzat. I'm new ambassador for Jai, the first Islamic crypto. Allah.
This ambassadorship began in 2023. So just after the NFTs came out and just before the shitcoin, Hamzat was actively associating with a cryptocurrency that aims to open the door to crypto trading for his fellow Muslims, who in turn may become fresh new victims of these very same scams, enlarging the pot of potential profits for him. I don't know much about the Islamic faith, but that doesn't sound very halal to me. Bingo! Bam! Fucking air horns on that one. That was the big point right there. Hamzat, as an ambassador for this jazz coin, trying to open the doors for the very people who look up to him the most so that he could enrich himself off of his own coin. Habib. Do you see the parallels here? Yo, Rick Allen, where the fuck have you been? Why do you look like you tweaking hard on crystal meth in that screenshot? Yeah, the intensity in the eyes certainly has, I hope, softened a little bit, but I was definitely on the intense eyes in this one. I was noticing that earlier. I was like, damn, I really was wide-eyed. I just do that naturally because I'm reading off of the teleprompter, so I don't blink. I don't know why. But it also plays into the character, so. Yeah, I don't like an extra cut for Brady, especially an extra 15 and not 10. Brother, Sean Brady thinking that going down is the answer is probably one of the worst ideas I have ever heard. If all you can do with crypto is look at it, then why is all the art with it so buttfuck ugly? You mean you didn't like the Bored Apes? You didn't like the Bored Ape Yacht Club? Paris Hilton had one. Nav wanna now. Yo! Let's go. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, bro. If all these fighters are consistently breaking the doctrines of Islam, do we think they actually practice privately? That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, all of the places around the world where Muslim fighters fight have designated prayer locations that theoretically they're using for their multiple prayers throughout the day. You know, they pray, I think it's six times a day, something like that. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you the answer to that. And, you know, a lot of times, man, so when you have a culture that is surrounded with a religion the way that theirs is, it's inherently understood that you have to be a part of it and practice it the way that the rest do. But that being said, you can present that way and still be accepted by your peers while acting differently behind the scenes. And there's a lot of wiggle room in a lot of these cultures. I mean, you hear about this with Dubai often, about the debauchery that happens in Dubai behind closed doors, a lot of which is very haram. So again, it's perception, it's forward facing, it's how the world sees you, and especially these fighters being on the world stage, being public figures, it's perception over reality. So to ask, do they practice privately and actually hold those values in their heart? Hard to say, especially when you're seeing the things that we're talking about here. Meathead Sean Strickland commented on this whole ordeal, saying that he was offered $100,000 and a percentage of the profits to take part in a similar pump and dump crypto scheme. I'm sure many MMA fighters with sizable followings have had similar offers passed across their desks. Large paydays with minimal inputted efforts are obviously very tempting. It's really sad to see Hamzat Chimaev, who is already squandering both his fighting career and the following that he's garnered from it, giving in to such lowly temptations. There is a case to be made that the NFTs weren't scams because there was an actual digital product on offer, and perhaps Hamzat really was just a victim of bad advising from his team in the Smashcoin debacle, but with all of these factors in play, it would seem to be a lot of crypto smoke for there to be no crypto fire. Simply put, trust this man at your own risk. For yelling about mixed martial arts. There you go. So, yeah, anyway, that was Hamzat's crypto scheme. And don't be surprised if there's a very similar video about Habib coming down the pipe somewhere. I have never cared less about something than Bored Ape NFTs. But bro, they're I don't know, they're cute, right? I don't know why anybody gives a fuck about any of this shit. Just like buy actual art. How about that? Support artists. I don't know how much of that shit was AI anyway. Imagine that, bro. Going in on a crypto scheme, on an NFT scheme that's just a bunch of AI generated images. Good Lord. Despite Sean saying mean words, at least he doesn't go out of his way to actively harm his fans. I should have probably gave Sean a little bit more credit there, because I am so critical of Sean Strickland on the channel. But you are right. You are right about that. He doesn't go out of his way to actively harm his fans. He just fills their brains with nonsense takes. So I guess you can gauge how much harm the shit he says is, but as far as like actively steering them towards, a definite harmful thing like a crypto rug pull, yes, he has not done that. If you buy NFTs, you probably like AI. Well, then you're in a good spot. You can probably buy. I should have Yamacoin, and it should just be all AI versions of me, Vitz, and Chase. Let's get the AI system rolling with that, and I'll give them away to you guys for free, and then you can. What do you do with them? I was gonna try to say something that you could do with them, but there's no value. You can look at them. We're going to do a Yamacoin giveaway. All of you guys are getting 10,000 Yamacoin for free on me. How about that? Unless you're a streamer who agrees to spar with him. Yes, that is true. But he won't drop you, though. Shout out to Sneeko. Shout out to Sneeko with the iron chin, bro. Sneeko ain't get dropped. Sean Strickland out here talking about how much he hates influencers when he is one and can't drop one. You don't want NFTs? The useful NFTs are just the custom Discord emotes. We got to get some of those. Yeah, over on the MMA Hive on Chase's Discord, they got a whole bunch of cool emotes. I was thinking about that. We got to get some custom emotes at some point. But then I got to get Discord Nitro and all that shit, and that's another cost that I can't really incur at the moment. Our troubles are over, dude. Exactly, Michael. Living large, brother. Couple beers, couple laughs. Troubles are over, dude. Sean doesn't even have a case on his phone because he knows he'll never drop it. Yikes. I mean, Sean was able to drop a gun store display case recently. I don't know if you saw that. You guys see that video of Sean fucking around with that self-defense guy? That meme guy? You know what I'm talking about? That just happened recently. I don't know if I can search that. Nah, I don't know if it would come up on the news, but maybe I can find it on Insta. He was like fucking around with this dude and like play fighting with him, and he like knocked over an entire display case. This is the same guy. This is the same guy who broke the belt, if you recall, and had to duct tape it. Hold on. It'll probably come up. Where is it? Bro, this just happened. How is it not coming up? This literally happened like yesterday. I just saw it on Instagram like 2 days ago. Not even 2 days ago, like yesterday. What the... Bro, Instagram fucking sucks. Their search sucks. Oh yeah, the Detroit tactical. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the Detroit tactical training guy. I thought that happened. Did it happen a while ago? Maybe it did happen a while ago. Maybe that's why I can't find it. I thought it was the first time I saw it. Like, why can I mean, like, I literally just saw this video. Like, why is it not coming up? Maybe they had it scrubbed from Instagram. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I don't know. Why would you, as a fake martial artist, get Sean Strickland of all people to interact with you? Probably because, as I said, Sean Strickland is a closeted influencer. He is a person who hates influencers, yet is one. So take that for what it is, I suppose. But I'm just amazed that I can't find this fucking video. I literally just saw it. Maybe that'll come up. Yeah, this thing has been memory hold from the internet, apparently. RIP. Twitter spreading the Strickland versus Hernandez rumor. That what do we think of that? I mean, like, fine if that's what they want to do, but Fluffy's just gonna do exactly what Fluffy does. Like, what do you think that Sean Strickland would bring to that fight that Fluffy couldn't handle? You know what I mean? Like, that's always, whenever I talk about like potential matchups, that's always the position that I come from, is like, what will either of these guys actually do that's going to get them to the victory? We know what Fluffy brings to the table. Fucking Strickland, we know what he does in fights, and I think that Anthony Hernandez just gets his hands on him, smothers him down. If he wants to strike, that might be a little dangerous at times, but we saw that Drekus stood with him, and you know, he didn't have any problems with it, really. So I don't know. I mean, I think that like, I don't know. I think Sean might also kind of be on the hero's journey arc right now. He held the belt, even if it was very briefly, and he might just be on the other side of it. Another guy who will stay around the top 5, but not necessarily stay in the top 5, and will get figured out because he's got a figure-outable style. So, I don't know. I think, yeah, I say Fluffy gets the job done, especially if it's a 3-round fight. Fluffy will go hard. He upset Izzy. He can upset anyone. That's going to be the angle. I mean, they can try to sell it that way. You know, I mean, you can MMA math anything. Oh, we're going to talk about this on the Friday show. John Jones hanging out with Kadyrov. Kadyrov, an interesting character in the world of mixed martial arts, let me tell you. I'll save it for Friday. Also, tough guy, no guy who has gauged ears beats me. He'll gauge his ears and then gauge that ass.
И оставив голову открытой, Май-Май Титу Хэти, ну и за что поплатился. Вот такой
боковой. Really a knockout?
Причем, обратите внимание, амплитуда-то для
that was the short counter that we were talking about earlier. Preferred. Oh, I thought you were saying preferred to the gauging. I don't think Kadyrov would be a big fan of John Jones' preferred part. I talked about that in the Discord. I said that exact same thing. Said John Jones, because he bought an apartment in Chechnya, And what I said is that I hope that apartment has very, very deep closets. Again, I'll save it for Friday. I don't want to tip the hand on too many of the jokes, but yeah, definitely have a lot of thoughts about that trust that I do.
That's crazy.
Ooh, damn. Heavy one. Oh, bro is corpsed.
Here we go. There's that left hand. Massive shot.
Oof.
Oh,
damn.
nice.
2 follow-ups, 3 follow-ups.
There's
Yikes.
that massive
Oh,
left.
bro is
Snaps
dead,
his head
dude.
straight back.
Oh,
And the
that was...
follow-up shots.
Решил только лишь на левый хук. А сделать акцент.
Ooh. Oh, goddamn. What the fuck? Wow. Bro legitimately knocked dude out and then punched him in the back of the head. That should be a fucking disqualification right there. Fight wasn't called off. That was still in fight. Like, if that had been waved off, that should definitely be a DQ. And either way, fuck that. That should have been a DQ. I hope he got disqualified for that. What promotion is this? This is Alashi Pride? Alash Pride. Yeah, look at this. Bam. 1 to the back of the head. What a dirt ball. That was fucking sickening, dude. Hey, John Dong. How are you, sir? Good to see you. I don't know if you knew it, but Rick Allen was briefly in the chat before. Shout out to Rick. We've been missing you. He was aiming right for the back of the head. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That was ridiculous. That was really bad. Kazakhstan. I guess that's where this promotion is. Alash Fighting Championship. Kazakhstan with Q's. That's how you know that it's from that side of the world. But yeah, that was sick, dude. I mean, look at this and look at, I mean, you can see it. You can see the angle of his head. He is looking directly at the back of this dude's head. Of course, the referee steps in on that one, but that's why you can see the most replayed.
Massive left. Snaps his head straight back. And the follow-up shots.
Решил только лишь на левый хук.
Yeah, look at this.
А сделать акцент.
Bro, I mean, to be fair, the shot that dropped him was a beautiful inside check hook. Kind of check uppercut. But yeah, he winds up. Bro literally winds up. Look at the arm motion right now. He's staring at the back of this dude's head. He winds up and bam! Legitimately on the back of the head. That is so dirty and dangerous. That's sick, dude. That's really sick shit. Rick Allen appears for the first time in a while, then John shows back up. I mean, the coincidences abound. You were in another stream where Rick showed up. Yeah, you were saying about that, man. I don't know what we did to Rick. Rick used to be the homie. He's off trying to fight other people. I'm feeling disrespected over here. I know Vitz King misses him. So let this be a lesson to everyone, or not a lesson, but just something to keep your eye out for. How do you pronounce this? Asilzan? Asilzan Tasket. If you see a guy named Asilzan Tasket fighting, remember the name Tasket. A tisket, a tasket. Punches to the bread basket and back of the head. Gasket. There you go. A tisket, a tasket, punches to the head gasket. That's how you'll remember. That's a mnemonic device, they say. That's what they would call that. So just remember the name Tasket, because this dude, that was some legitimately dirtball shit right there. That back of the head shot is what I'm giving Rick when I see him. I mean, say it to him. He'll say it right back. I'll be there for it, though. because I'm gonna have to fight him too. He's got a list that goes around the block at this point. I really would like to know how many people are on the Rick Allen shit list. Like his fight card is stacked.
Хук. Сделать акцент.
Yeah, that's man. All right, I don't need to see it 800 more times.
He knows that he has to touch up Erdogan.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that Erdogan knockout. Yep.
Look at this head kick. Caught.
Yeah, that was early in the year.
Into it and just goes shin to chin. Shadow
yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy one. Shout out to Nsang, who just retired, by the way. One championship legend. He's got to go to at least the States and Australia. They legit, dude. I mean, you're right there in Canada, bro. You can drive to him. You can drive to him without a passport. Oh, jump Gilly. You know how that always works out well. Bro looks like a Sioux. Oh, yeah. Slam knockout. Yep. That'll do it. Bro's lucky he didn't knock himself out the way he landed on his head. That's why those slams are dangerous. You can knock yourself out pretty quickly that way. Pretty easily.
I think Kevin is analyzed.
Ooh. Nice counter.
What? I told you he is analyzing.
Oh my God.
Waiting. Boom. Right hand there. And it's over. Yes.
Like he put his aim.
Oh, FFC. That's what it was before.
That's it. To sleep. Bye-bye.
I believe FFC is in Argentina. God damn. That was a firecracker right there. Oh, let's go. Another nice feint there. You see him setting up that kick up. Oh, and a switch kick on it too. Had a little hop step to it. That was really nice. See the feint? Basically a double feint. He went in for he twitched the feint and then did a hop step on top of it. Isbulayev Salamat. That was nice. That was good shit. Yeah. That setup was great.
And then a right kick, right hand, left.
Damn. God, I hate the follow-up shots.
Now he goes back to orthodox.
The same left
lands
I think we're going to see it again. Look at this. Oh my.
Pushed his face down with the shot.
Jamie likes to move back and forth from side.
Ooh.
The spinning kick on the top of the head.
Man, the spinning wheel kick. I appreciate that all of these are outside of the UFC, by the way. This is nice. This is like knockouts from other organizations that we might have missed. What I'm getting from this is that Tough Enough has some really goddamn good knockouts going on. Tough Enough might be the organization to watch.
As a veteran. Rob's coming full.
Oh, yeah, and that was the dude that did it in the Pereira shorts. I'd seen that on Instagram. I saw that on Instagram that somebody got a clean knockout in the that's Alex's cousin. Yeah, now I'm remembering. I'm pretty sure that that's Alex's cousin. I think either that or Alex's cousin also got a knockout recently, but he might have been I think that. Hold on, Alex Pereira cousin. You don't think it actually is? I thought that it was. Or was that just like a rumor or something? Oh, you think it's Ben Davis trolling? Okay, could have been. Damn it. That sucks. It would have been what I had said about it. I was like, how many fucking fighters are in that family if that's true? Yeah, that must have been one that the MMA press ran with, because I saw a bunch of like posts all repeating that. So, all right, fair enough. I got to then. Damn it. Egg on my face. Shout out to Ben Davis.
The spinning kick on the top of the head.
at this
Spinning kick catches Jamie Sarraz right there on the left ear, but he follows it up with a right hand.
That was a nice one, dude. Heel, direct contact to the side of the head there.
Rob's coming forward, looking for home for his left.
Bro, looks like
a good
mini Anderson
from Sanchez. That right is the money for Adrian Sanchez, and he's looking for the finish. This is from the earlier exchange.
What?
Yeah, that's the right over the
Bro.
top. This is the one.
Standing over him, and he's like, all right, hey, ref's not calling it.
Big
I mean,
shots.
I don't know.
I'm surprised that the ref didn't step in on that. Bro, what were you doing? He's literally, I mean, look at the, look at what we're looking at right here. Bro is dead down here. He's in another world right now. Eyes are just open. This dude is standing down like, do I have to hit you more? What is the referee doing over here? This fucking referee is standing there like he's watching the fight like we are. Like, oh shit, I wonder what's going to happen. Damn, dude, this could get real bad. Ref was thinking someone should step in. Exactly, dude. Bro, man, that was a crazy shot, dude. I hope that guy doesn't take any more. What the fuck? God damn, dude. Yeah, what are all these refs doing for real? He keeps doing it like Glenn Poirier. Yeah, fair. That is funny. But yeah, no, these refs, this is some wild work. I mean, if that one dude from the back of the headshot didn't get some type of fine for that should have absolutely been a disqualification. Maybe at the end of this, we'll go back and like look up what happened with that, see if that ended up being a disqualification. Because if so, I mean, that certainly should have been. In fact, hold on. Let's go to Tapology real quick. I think we can figure this out pretty quickly. Taskett was the guy's name. Yeah, here we go. Which one was it against? It was in 2025, so it was one of these. Didn't look like either of these names, though. Yeah, I mean, if it's any of the ones from 2025, these two... Yeah, that was in Alash. Oh, that's APFC. I didn't know that's what Alash was. Okay. Now I'm putting two and two together. I don't remember the name being either of those guys, though. But either way, I mean, both of those TKOs, if it was either one of those, that should absolutely have been a disqualification. Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, I mean, this is it's quite a scene. It's quite a scene to look at this.
We're looking for home for his left.
See it one more time.
There's a good right again from Sanchez. That right is
drops him, walks over like the Terminator. Ref is just keep your eyes on the referee.
That's the right over the top.
Here,
this is the one.
Kind of slowly. Okay, four shots.
I don't know. I don't.
Bro, are you kidding me, dude? Referee must have not liked that guy. Another one. Drops the big man. Looked like it might have been a head clash there at the end. Nah, it wasn't. It was just the uppercut.
On the inside of that right hand, isn't he, Kyle?
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Damn, that landed on the chin? That looked like it was low.
It was this head kick there. Oh, he dipped.
Oh, it was the top of the shin. It was like the knee. Maybe it was just under the knee. Wow. The way he fell down, you couldn't see it. Damn, that was a nice one. Had to make sure he was dead first, exactly. I mean, if he didn't do that, how would he know? Falling on your knees like that is scary. Dude, yeah, I always worry about these guys when they're getting knocked out, not only for the knockout, but blowing out a knee, blowing out a quad. You know, there's a lot of other things that can happen when you get folded like that. There's a lot of damage you can do, especially if you're not conditioned for it. I mean, theoretically, these are professional athletes. Again, keyword theoretically, but, you know, you'd think that they would be able to at least be flexible enough that they wouldn't instantly, you know, pop a quad. Yeah, double quad tendon tear. Exactly. It's certainly possible, especially in these blobs. That's what I'm saying. Keyword theoretically. Theoretically, professional athletes. Oh, another good one. You just hear those. Another swipe shot. He swipes right through the face. Bam. UFC Gym Kazakhstan. Wonder if Shavkat trains there. This is the Kazakh promotion, I guess.
Yes. I mean, Joseph looking for that
FC.
takedown.
Legitimately inside of a gymnasium right now. That's how you know that they are on the come up, because this is earlier in their existence. And when you have a cage that is backed up against a wall like this, you are in a small location. Think of all the people that could be watching this right now on the back of that. But they are inside of some dude's gym in the middle of Missouri.
You know,
nice. Didn't even look like he put that much power on that one.
Let's take a look at some of this action.
Bam.
Joseph Purnell trying to put a little pressure on him, but that kick
Chin
was
to
pin
chin.
perfect right to the jaw.
And the follow-up. I hate the follow-up. WOW FC. This is Ilya's promotion. Yeah, you see Topuria right on the mat there. This is Ilya's promotion out of Spain. Shout out to the dude who came in the chat that one time and put me on to WOW FC. I'd like to watch some more of it. The production value is really good. Ilya's running a nice show out there. Barnett almost had a double quad tendon tear trying to defend a takedown. Not surprised. Or the really juiced guys whose tendons just can't support the muscle mass. Facts, bro. Yeah, for real. That's more like bodybuilder shit, but like still, you know, I mean, those are the guys that like have the most limited mobility on the planet. People fail to realize like bodybuilding is really, really bad for your body. Like you think that, oh, these guys have all this muscle and all that, and you know, they must be like powerhouses. We know that physique does not equal strength. So yeah, some of them are probably pretty strong as far as lifting goes. Obviously, they're lifting a lot of weight to be bodybuilders. But as far as using it in a combat application, that doesn't always translate. And two, their range of motion is so limited. Like, if you ever see a bodybuilder like trying to move explosively, like to move fast, to use fast twitch muscles, it's almost non-existent. The guys are like, they're tanks. Like, they move very slow because they just can't muster the speed. Like, their muscles are not conditioned for that level of movement, that speed of movement. So, yeah. Just saying, John Jones, nobody tears a pec tendon unless you're a power lifter or on juice. Yeah, true. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, both of you guys. There you go. And the injury that almost exclusively happens to people on steroids. Well, I mean, you know, he had to get really locked in. He had to be 100% his absolute human best. You know, even surpassing that, perhaps, to go out there and beat Stipe Miocic at 44 years old. Watching Mike Israetel do jiu-jitsu is painful, and he's a brown belt. This is what I'm talking about. This is legitimately what I'm talking about. Yeah, absolutely. And that's Dr. Mike Israetel to you, sir.
His southpaw stance. Ooh. Oh my God! He dropped him, and he's over forward and caught him with the backhand. Boom!
Yeah, two little pat shots, and then you get the follow-up hand.
You can see the emotional.
Oh, and the elbows. Damn, nasty elbows.
1, 2, and boom. Sorry, not in the
1, 1, 2.
10 seconds go. Nice double jab. And
Good Balding gentleman about to get one. Yeah. Oh, body shot knockout. Love it. Yo, Carlos Prates.
Oh my. Beautiful position.
Carlos Prates feeling that one. Somewhere Carlos Prates was doing the Leonardo DiCaprio at the screen. I don't know about Doctor after seeing that doctorate paper. It was a compromised draft, brother. That you're tapped into science-based lifting. No, I'm really not. I'm tapped into YouTube culture. So because there's a whole dispute going on with all of that with Israel and Nippert and all those guys, like I watch certain, like I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm big tapped in on YouTube, so I know a little bit. I catch it from like the people that I watch and stuff like that. So I know a little bit about it, but I'm not like deep into that culture. No, definitely not. I mean, my own physique should tell you that I'm not. He has a PhD. Yeah, it's true. His PhD is kind of rough. I mean, it got accepted by the college, so, you know. Nippert's the GOAT? Okay. Average athlete weight of 6 kilos. Had a fun time watching someone go through it page by page. Was that Simeon? Yeah, shout out to that Simeon guy for being the most scientific of the scientific lifters. I mean, you know, whatever. Again, it's a community. Like I don't need to be involved in any of that shit or like really pay too much attention to it. If someone that I know that I think is entertaining is reacting to it, then I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. But like, I have no interest in like being involved in any of that world. That's a world that does not interest me in the slightest. Go out and fight. Maybe I'd care.
Positioning on that knee. He throws it. Oh, feints with the
yeah, that knee shot, that was beautiful. Really nice. Also, by the way, speaking of this, because you guys are talking about it, I just remembered I did do a video on the channel because it did cross over into MMA. I did a video about Wes Watson. So I guess I know a lot of you guys are tapped in on the YouTube stuff. I'm sure that you know about the GOAT, Wes Watson. So you can check that video out if you want to. It was pretty funny. So when he was calling out all the fighters. Damn, that was another nice one. Hey, imagine getting knocked out by a guy whose head is painted like the coronavirus.
Olha, e nocaute clássico, hein? Tá até agora apagado.
E assim, ele armou para jogar. Ele bateu embaixo.
That was a nice kick, though, yeah. Another one that caught him with the flat, and the flat was enough to get it.
Ooh, nice cross.
Why the captions come on? Just activated a sleeper code trying to say that name. Oh, saying that name? Yeah, I mean... Look, bro. The man has a prison wallet, and he knows how to use it.
Pois, enquanto o Brian estava preocupado com a perna, ele jogou em cima.
Nice jab. Nice. Ooh, nice cross by Chisholm.
Damn.
Heavy left by
Drop and a second one.
And you can see right
Always
here,
so sad when they try to keep going after the first drop. It's like, you know that there's no coming back from it.
Spot. It was good night, Irene, after that. Absolutely.
Good night, Irene. Imagine if football players got called out like fighters. I've never thrown a football before, but my dad played baseball and taught me how to throw. Also, I'm 260. Fair. Yeah. No, well, that's always the biggest thing when it comes to fighting, right? Like, it's the same thing where this is the only sport that people get on your case about talking about it when you don't actually perform it. I remember it doesn't happen often around here, but like I do remember there was a time on one of the watch-alongs that some dude came in and was like trying to be a dick about me and Vitz not training. And I was like, dude, like, we are commentators. We are commenting on the sport. It's like, oh, well, if you don't do it, you don't have any base to comment on it. And I'm like, you know, like every other sport on the planet has like exactly the same type of channels that we have. And nobody makes that argument. If you are a basketball channel commenting on basketball, like no one is going to be like, oh, you don't ball, fuck you. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a very strange mentality to me. And what I always say to that is that I don't fight. I am a talker. I talk well, so that's what I do. If you want to go and glaze some dude who's actually a fighter, go over to your local gym and suck off someone who's hitting the heavy bag. Like, you know, I mean, does it help to have a frame of reference? Sure. I mean, I did karate back in the day. I mean, I have a little bit of a basis in martial arts. I can go and train again at some point. I don't have time for it, but I would like to. I mean, I'd be happy to you know, do some BJJ, and I'd really like to do Muay Thai. Like, if I was going to train, I would be doing striking. I talk about the sport. This is my job in the equation. The fighters fight. I do the talking. So sorry if you don't like that. I don't know any man who watches professional sports and also plays it. Most have these things called jobs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, and I made the conscious choice to make part of my job following and commenting on the sport because I am passionate about it. I love it. I also have the fans' perspective. That's what I've always said about Yama. Like, you don't come to, this is why I never did interviews and why I still don't do interviews. Like, I have friends on the roster currently. Like, there are people that like are known fighters that I could like message right now and have them come on the channel. And I still might. I would like to. I'd like to have them on the Friday show so we can just talk and like have like a conversation. But like, I would never be an interviewer because that's not the style of conversation that I enjoy having. It's not the style of content that I want to have. Yama is the fan perspective with a little bit of quote unquote investigative journalism maybe thrown in, but I would never ever in a million years call myself an investigative journalist. I am just a person who likes to research things. So, you know, don't get it twisted. Don't think that I'm like, that I would ever consider myself a journalist. But if you would like to think of it that way, then fair enough, you know, because I do go in depth on the research sometimes. But other than that, it's just a fan's perspective on the sport and the culture of the sport. That's all that the channel is. So if you want in-depth analysis, like move by move, you know, why this equals this and then this turns into this, and you know, the breakdowns of chain wrestling and things like that, there are other channels that you can get that from. So go and watch those. It's a big internet out there. MMA fans doing their best to prevent the sport from being accessible. Well, I mean, I like to believe that like in a small way, and again, really not trying to glaze myself in the slightest, so don't take it this way, but like what I hope at least is that I consciously stay away from like the inflammatory MMA guru style of content because I want to be more accessible to the fan base. I want to have like conversations where we can be like, you know, affable with each other and joke and like have fun with it and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't like to, like, you know, on the Yama show, I do sometimes because I'm yelling about the sport and it's kind of character driven and stuff like that. But like in general, like I take a very fan friendly approach to the sport for that exact reason, so that it is accessible. Like when I'm on stream, I hope that it's very apparent that if you come into the chat, I will talk to you like a normal person and, you know, we can chat about the sport. And if you have questions, I'll answer them and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, MMA fans are toxic at times. I mean, the fandom can be, but anything is that way. So, I don't really take too much offense to that part of it. I just try to have my own thing be something that's accessible to people. And hopefully by extension, the sport becomes a little bit more accessible. I'm not here for interviews. I'm here for a host and chat nerdy enough for me to bounce MMA thoughts off of. Well, there you go. You came to the right place, Hydra. You are the ideal fan then. Much appreciated, bro. You are definitely appreciated around here. I consider you an MMA journalist, especially after seeing your video on Australian figures Island store. Oh yes, Stort Nickel. Yeah. Look, I wouldn't consider myself that. So like, I always like to preface it with that because like, if you start saying you're a journalism, or if you start saying you're a journalism, then you sound like a bit of a moron. If you start saying that you're a journalist, that comes with a very specific set of criteria and stipulations that I don't personally feel that I meet. I don't have a background in journalism. I don't have a degree in journalism. I'm just a guy who really likes the sport and will take the time to do the research. That's all that I am. So, you know, maybe you could say that like I'm a citizens journalist or whatever. Like, I guess whatever, you know, the internet kind of blurs the lines of all of that. So if you consider it that, then fine. All I say is that you have to be aware that I never present anything as like absolute and hard fact, because I am as fallible as anyone. I'm just as good as the information that I get, and I will make mistakes. And, you know, like I'm not trying to present myself as an authority figure, because I am not. If you aren't yelling about MMA, you aren't a real fan. That's legit facts. That's legit facts. I mean, that should be obvious to anybody. And that's why the real fans are in Yama. That's why the subscribers are the only true MMA fans. I don't know if you knew this, actually, but that's an actual literal fact. Like, if you are not subscribed to Yama, you're a casual. And you just got to live with that. There's an easy way to fix it. You know? One click away to becoming an actual bona fide hardcore. But a lot of these guys out there, a lot of these fans, they're not about that life. So, fuck them. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Beeb. All I want for Christmas is for Tony to retire. Brother, he's a champion going for double champ status. Did we ever find that out? Did we ever find out why Tony is fighting for an interim championship in Misfits when he just won a belt? I gotta believe that he's going up a weight. Tony Ferguson is about to be a double champ in Misfits boxing, people. What a time to be alive. All I want for Christmas is double champ Tony. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Everyone here seems to have a really solid level of MMA knowledge, so it's a great place to just talk about the sport. This is what we're talking about, CTE. The people that Yama attracts are the real ones. You know, a lot of time, and look, I want to try to be entertaining. You know, I bring personality to it as well, but like, it's a level of analysis that it takes a certain mental capacity that not every fan is going to have. That's why I'm saying the real ones are the subscribers. This is legit. I mean, I'm memeing, but like only halfway if you really dig down deep into it. Feel me? Tony cannot be kept away from interim belts. This is facts. Birds fly, fish swim. Tony gets interim belts.
Looking for century. Again, he sees that coming a mile away. Oh! Cracked him with the right hook.
That Anshul Jubilee?
Now goes in again, for the takedown, gets tagged. Is cracked with that, and that's the one that put him to sleep.
That might be our next Indian King.
Bang! That was the first one, and then bang! Whoa. That one was.
Oh, that was Matrix Fight League. Yeah.
Yes.
Oof, easy. Walk off. Yeah, a Lush, another promotion that has a good amount of knockouts, at least on this compilation.
Throwing some big strikes.
What? Fake out. I like the orange gloves too, by the way.
Probably just show the full fight as the
Boom.
replay.
Whoop.
That was the first
Oh,
knockout.
wait a second.
Right
Wait a second. No, I'm still here. Everything's fine. Oh, wow. Well, wait a minute. No. What was that? Bro really popped back up like he was still there. He must have been out on his feet. How crazy is that to think about, people? Think about that. You could be so concussed that your body gets you back up into standing position, but you're just not there. That legitimately might have been what happened to that guy. He goes down and pops back up like he was really with it.
Throwing some big strikes.
Boom, goes down. Nope. Wait, hey, I'm here.
What? Unbelievable. Incredible. Just a bomb.
here we go.
Yeah, he was out, bro. That's crazy. Let's see. Hold on.
That was the first knockout.
Okay.
A right hand.
Gets back up. Hard to see with this quality, of course, but like. I was hoping to like look at his face. I wanted to see if you could like see his eyes. That guy was gone, bro. Bro was out. Came back. That was zombie mode, bro. That dude was headshotted, fighting through the death. India not producing a single good fighter, so confusing because they have the circumstances to create fighters over other sports. Yeah, India is an emerging market in the sport, so really what you need... we talked about this recently. I forget. It might have, I think it was on the Friday show. I don't know, actually, I think it was on Monday. I think it was on the last podcast where we were saying that, like, whenever people meme on Anshul Jubilee and what's the little girl's name? I forget. Pooja Tamar. I understand that there's a whole weird like subculture of Indian, sentiment online that has a lot of negativity towards India. That aside, when people meme on them, what I always say is that those are the people, and that level of the sport is what is going to pave the way for the next generation of the sport in the country. So they're still an emerging market, and they will rise as the sport continues to gain popularity in the country. So it might not look like India is like going to be a powerhouse of the sport yet, but like the more that the sport gets proliferated in that region of the world, the more that you will see high quality fighters come out of the region. So, it'll start raising up soon. And like you're kind of insinuating, I mean, by sheer numbers alone, you'd think that they would be graduating some decent talent over there. So at some point, I can almost guarantee you that you'll see it. The amount of struggle that exists should be producing fighters. Yeah, kind of factual. That too. I didn't even think about that part of it. They don't have a single quality gym. Also, something crazy like 80% of their men are under 25 and malnourished. Damn. That's crazy. That's wild work if that's the truth. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just a matter of the sport actually like becoming normalized. You're saying it's not culturally encouraged. Like, that's the thing that needs to change. Like, that's what ends up opening the doors for it. And I mean, we do see like smaller amounts of it starting to happen. So over time, I'm sure that it will. We've got that Pakistani guy in Karate Combat. Obviously, I know that they are very different countries and not particularly fond of one another, but just the region of the world I'm talking about. So over time, the tides rise all ships kind of thing. It will happen for those regions. I guess they don't even have contact in their most played sports. Yeah, right? Like cricket. No contact in cricket. Also, Indian men's average height is 5'6" or 5'7", so they'd mainly be producing a bunch of flyweights. I mean, that's fine, though. Go fight in one championship. They'd be, one championship fighters skew on the smaller side. They'd fit right in. You can get anything up to 145 at 5'7". Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like anything from, flyweight to, I don't know, like maybe welterweight if you really were pushing it. I mean, you'd be a very undersized welterweight, but like some guy out there might be able to do it. It really, again, it just depends on the level of training and the level of, like proliferation of it in the region. Like, I guarantee you that the more that the sport becomes a mass scale practice in that region of the world, the more that you'll see the variety of body types coming out of it as well. If that's your average height, though, you've got half of your men smaller, and your larger men, I assume, would play cricket since it's so much more popular and lucrative. Well, Hydra, I mean, you're making the exact point as to why we don't get a lot of heavyweights in general. I mean, obviously, that's a little bit of a different story with that specifically, but that same basic concept is why we are seeing such a push from the UFC currently to try to find heavyweights anywhere they can. That's why we saw that ridiculous heavyweight fight to start out the Qatar card. You know, they're trying to find heavyweights anywhere that they can find them, because if you are that big and you are athletically inclined, why not just go play football, where you can get, theoretically, I mean, it's certainly a contact sport and a lot of damage is inflicted, but at least it's padded. And if you're going to take damage, at least do it for millions of dollars guaranteed, as opposed to, you know, 30 to show, 30 to win, and then potentially pay-per-view points sometime down the line. You know, the guys on the bench in the NFL are making 10 times what UFC fighters make, especially when they're early in their career. So I think they've got a Pakistani guy in one MMA as well. Probably. Yeah, probably. Holler at Chase. Chase would know. Hopefully some of y'all are tuning in for those Friday streams with Chase, the Friday one streams. I'm planning on trying to get to the one this Friday. So if you come around to Chase's stream on Friday morning, I'm going to hopefully be in there for a little bit. After GSP left, I'm still so disappointed in how bad Canada fell off. It's Canada's chugging along. Canada, maybe you could say that Canada went through a little bit of a lull, but never really fell off, I would say. You've got Air Jourdain. His brother is looking fantastic. I'd say that Louis Jourdain is one of your standout next up Canadian fighters. You've got Mike Malott. You know, take that for what it is. You got Kyle Nelson. Kyle Nelson's a good fighter. Jasmine Jasdavicius, another quality prospect, I would say, even though she just lost. There's definitely stuff to be proud of for Canada right now, I would say. Trust that there are other regions of the world that are much more poorly represented. Whichever country Jose Miguel Medina is from, that country, being that he is the lone representative, is very poorly represented. Romania, another country that's not doing too hot, aside from, what's her name, Alice Ardelian. NFL minimum entry contract is $850K. I think that's only to get drafted in for 3 years, never even have to touch the practice squad. I mean, you're making the point for me. People would probably make more money playing in the Canadian Football League than fighting in the UFC at entry level. Forgot about the Jourdains. I'm just down on Jasmine and Malott after their fights. There's nothing to say that they can't still be great, though. Even though Mike Malott definitely lost a lot of stock with the way he conducted himself in his last fight. Has that Romanian girl won a fight? You talking about Alice? Alice has won multiple fights now. I think she won her last 2. I think. She definitely won her last one. I don't know if she's on a 2-fight win streak now. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. 2. Yeah, she beat Montserrat Ruiz and Rand Dos Santos. She's won twice this year. Bing, bam. All right, let's finish up these knockouts and we'll call it a night on this one. Oh, another back of the head shot. Bro ended up being able to get the knockout, so it didn't even matter. They should have taken. Referee should have stopped action and taken a point. Referee should have stepped in right there and been like, whoa, 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 whoa. Stand up. Come on. 1 point. 1 point. 1 point. They keep making her beat my Latinas. Yo. There are plenty more Latinas to go around, brother. In fact, when are we going to see that that little baddie that used to be a ring card girl from the Contender Series? We got to keep an eye out for the Contender Series women from this last year. The 4 of them. All 4. Remember, we had 2 women's fights on this past Contender Series. All 4 women got contracts. And one of them was a former ring girl. And she was kind of bad.
Наверное, этот бой он мог выиграть только так.
By Marcus. And here comes Jigors.
Oh, yeah. You can see that one coming from a mile away. He landed that first one. Boom, that one. Yeah, okay, I was to say, he was already out. Bro. Damn, that's bad, dude. Look at this. So, the knockout lands. Bam. Oh, that's the second one. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, you're seeing it in the reverse, but the shot lands. Bomb. Pushes his head back. Hangs his head off of the ropes. Bro is gone. Look at that screenshot. Yikes. Bro is dead. Oh, man. And then the follow-up. Completely unnecessary. Just like the fighters, the ring girls are better to watch too. Hey. Come on, Hydra. You can't be in the same camp that has the very casual take that there is no great value to women's MMA. All right? Or if you're going to have that opinion, you have to fight Rick Allen for the ultimate male supremacy. King of misogyny.
Parti, 3 rounds de 5 minutes. Tout de suite on prend le centre.
Nice. Crazy that ducking your chin like that and landing the overhand can work at this level. Go back. Look at the way that this is set up. I mean, bro, like, how open for the uppercut can you possibly be? If this dude who just got knocked out had sidestepped and threw the right hand, bro in the white would be dead. But he did not, and he gets knocked out because of it. Hey, look at this dip. Oh, oh my God. I mean, that is about as dipped as you get. I mean, granted, he did go, he got himself off the center line for it, so I appreciate that, but still. I mean, I meant the Contender Series fights. The ring girls were better. However, I would rather look at the Contender Series fights than women's MMA. Well, the Contender Series was only the one ring girl. But, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to say that there are not bad women's fights, of course, but as we've always said, there are bad men's fights too. We saw a terrible heavyweight fight at the beginning of the Qatar card. So, you know, you got to keep it in perspective. I was so hyped for Shevchenko, Waylay, and now I'm a misogynist. That was a dominant performance for Valentina, sir. I will be hearing nothing else. Really, I mean, compare it to the fight that came after it. It was actually the better of the two fights, if you think about it. Milam Stone. That's all it took. But like, I think I'm making a good point, though. I think I'm making a good point that immediately after it, you saw an even worse performance in a worse fight. That was also for a title. That was for double champ status. You know, with the caveat of the belt vacation, but you know what I'm talking about. Come on. You can't be telling me that you thought that the Islam Jack Della fight was better than Valentina Waylay. Like, that's just not possible. An hour of half guard to end the card did not make me a happy boy. Well, again, it's crazy to think that Valentina and Waylay were the better half of that hour. Racist and misogynist, you're a true MMA fan. Go over and join Guru's chat.
Avant, alors qu'il était sur une belle marche avant, Mebenga.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Easy one. Look at that referee. Yo, shout out to that referee. Look at that old man. That old ass referee right there got right in there to make sure that that fighter did not take any extra damage. Shout out to that guy. That's the referee that you need. We need to get that old man. Get this dude some glucosamine and chondroitin for those joints to make sure that they are lubricated and well taken care of so that he can move in and stop fights on time. And then bring him over to the United States and everywhere else around the world that needs a referee like this as opposed to what we've been seeing. That dude is on point. Look at this. Look how far away he is. Run it. Boom. In there. No more. No more. See, drops him. He follows up. Gets the one follow-up. Wasn't even a bad follow-up. You know, shout out to him for pulling back a little bit, even though he didn't need to. But gets the single follow-up, and that old man was Johnny on the spot. I love it. This feels like like a safe space. I mean, there are no true safe spaces, my brother. Always remember that. I come from a place called Florida. We don't have those here. True. Yeah, no, it's all love. We kidding, we memeing. Yeah, welcome, Milam. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Blood Palm. If you subscribe, as we said, only hardcores subscribe to Yama. So if you're a casual, you know, all good. You can chill in the chat. But subscribers, that's the litmus test right there. So, you know, how much you actually like the sport.
A little bit, sir.
Oh, wobbler. Oh, what? Reverse Uno. I legit thought that this dude on the cage was about to be knocked out.
Chin, finishes with ground and pound. Oh, yeah.
He hit the reverse Uno on this man for real. Hold on, I gotta see that again. Look, shout out to the old man. Boom, yeah, gets stuck. I thought he was wobbling. That's why I was saying wobbler. And then, what? Reverse. Call an ambulance, but not for me. That shit was dope. Good for that guy. These refs really aren't UFC level either. I mean, some of them have been. Some of them have been. We just need more better referees in general, and a lot of referees stay in their home countries. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about that after the Qatar card. Why do we not see Rich Mitchell or Lucas Bisacki outside of international cards? Think about that. We see Herb Dean and Jason Herzog, and occasionally Mark Smith. I think sometimes Mark Smith will do it. Mike Beltran, a bunch of Keith Peterson, a bunch of guys that you know all go overseas, but like the prominent referees from other regions don't come over to the United States very much, even though they're pretty qualified. In fact, shout out to Lucas Bisacki. I think Lucas Bisacki is actually one of the better referees outside of the core referee group that you know. So I give him a lot of credit. I like him. I saw him reffing KSW on the one KSW card that we watched that did not start on time. If you were around and know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. Myla. Oh, so Myla M. Stone. Okay, Myla. Well, welcome. And you didn't include the best undiscovered fighter to ever live, so I figured you were joking. We talking about death sentence? What are you talking about? Wish we could get that bald guy that refs a bunch of one fights. Oh, Eves. What's his last name? Yeah, I know who you're talking. Eves Edwards? No, that's the fighter. What's that guy's name? God damn it. Oh, no, it's Olivier. I forget what. Oh, god damn it, dude. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Olivier Cross, something like that. Yves Levine, that's the other guy, but that's not the one we're talking about though. He's a different person. He's also a bald guy, I believe. But no, I think it's Olivier Cross. I want to say that's the name, but I maybe I'm mistaken with that one. Hey, Sigma, what's good, my guy? Good to see you, brother. Honey ham indeed. Happy Thanksgiving to you, brother. Congratulations on that win again, bro. Still very proud of you. UFC quality ref is the same thing as saying military grade. Sounds good, but you're getting trash. We need more refs. We need a bigger pool of referees, and we need better training and a better oversight of this sport in general. It's my whole point on the most recent video, which if you have not seen the most recent video, involves KSW and a big rule change that has been made to it. What are you doing? Make sure that you're watching the videos. You're not a hardcore, but you're feeling rebellious, so you subbed? All right. Well, sorry, brother. Whether you like it or not, you're a hardcore now, so welcome. Welcome to the Blood Palm, brother. Olivier Cost. There you go. I got it. Perfect. Yeah. I thought it was Cross, but it is Cost. Yes, you are correct. So, yeah. He's another good one. That guy, he's actually a really good one, I would say. He's a no-nonsense guy. The one thing I will say about Olivier Cost, though, is that he gives too many warnings without actually, like, taking the action. Because, like, there was a time that I was watching a fight in one, and, like, a guy, it was a fight, I think it was kickboxing, so you can't clinch. And this dude just kept clinching. And like by the seventh time that this guy clinched, I was like, bro, are you going to actually like hit him with the card? Or you're like, what are you doing? You know, because in one they do like the card system or whatever. So like hit him with the yellow card already, brother. Like how many times are you going to warn this guy? But other than that, as far as like the actual nuts and bolts of the refereeing, like I think he's pretty good.
Kyan came in hot. Right here, he rushes it. Oh, overhand on the chin.
I cannot tell you how much. This might be my favorite one of the knockouts we've seen all day.
Oh, overhand on the
chin. The fact that this dude played possum essentially and hit him with the reverse Uno. Ladies knockout. First ladies knockout of the compilation. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, knee to a downed opponent. Shit. I mean, I assume that was legal. We got the international rule set over here, wherever this is. Yeah, this must be. You know, international rules of MMA. Some people would say the more based rule set in this sport. One Championship, of course, uses the international rule set, which does allow for knees to a downed opponent. That was a soccer kick too, though. So, I mean, some of that shit, I don't think that they allow soccer kicks in one. So, yeah, probably disqualification warranted here. Knee to a downed opponent and then a soccer kick on top of it. God damn, what a baddie. And not in the good way, although she's kind of cute. Yikes. That was pretty bad. Instead of stern warning, refs need to grab the fighter by the ear and slap them too. Would sink in more and now sink in more that they're being a bad boy. Yes, I like it. I like it. Just give them a firm spanking in their corner or in the opposite corner, you know, so no coaching. You take them to the opposite corner and just give them 10 smacks to the ass. And we all just have to sit through it. The entire audience is just watching as the referee is literally spanking this dude. 1, 2, 3, 4. All just like, yeah, well, you know, it's got to happen. He committed the foul. You know, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Evo KOs Evo in round 1. God, I hope so. That's the newcomer. That's the dude from Contender Series, I believe. Got an early knockout, and Evo Aslan is a complete dud. Merab round 4 KO. If Merab can get a knockout, I would be very surprised, but pleasantly surprised. So hopefully I'll go with that. But Merab by decision is the easiest money that you ever could make, or at least the safest gamble if you're going to gamble. And Josh Van round 5 knockout. That seems very outlandish, but not impossible. Josh Van is very good. So I like the picks. Good luck with them, brother. Of course, we will be watching along for the last pay-per-view potentially ever coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend, I believe, right? I think that's when it is. Yeah, the last pay-per-view before the Paramount deal. So that'll be fun. Derek would pull down the shorts after fouling on purpose. I mean, his balls were hot. His ass needed a spanking. Do you think Waldo is actually going to fight for a 6th time this year? If so, who do you think he should fight? I mean, he's actively looking for it, and the UFC does like to accommodate those types of requests when there is like a record, quote unquote, on the line. So the fact that he would be the most active fighter for the year with that, they might try to honor that. And if so, I actually think that Chase had the base take. I think that Chase was saying that he thought that Marcin Tybura was a good fight for him. Marcin Tybura is high enough in the rankings to make it make sense, and he's a game enough fighter to actually potentially make it a decent fight. So I like that one. And I said that if they wanted to run it back with Sergey Pavlovich, I would be okay with that too. Granted, there's no reason to. Aside from Waldo getting these wins. I mean, Waldo lost that fight fair and square. There's really no reason to run that fight back aside from trying to boost Waldo's stock. But if they're already trying to boost his stock by giving him another fight this year, then why not? So those are, I think, 2 solid options. IMO Blades is the most realistic and safe fight for him. Safe fight for him, probably. Realistic, yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm good with that. That's fine. You know, honestly, bro, like, and if we're really being perfectly honest, like, the heavyweight landscape right now is so fucked still. Like, to this day, it's been fucked for years and continues to be fucked. Like, I'm really kind of just okay with whatever at heavyweight aside from the title. We had the title held up for a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was. Tom gets the belt. Now the whole bullshit with him happens. Like, I really can't be bothered to care too much about heavyweight. Like, let Waldo continue to get the wins until he's a contender. And then when he's in the actual title contention picture, possibly gets the fight with Tom Aspinall, then I'll start caring. But until then, yeah, throw whoever the hell they want in with him. You know, I mean, I wish I cared more. I really do. Trust me. I want to care. You know what I mean? Like, I want to care equally about all of the divisions, but heavyweight has been such a consistent letdown really forever, if you think about it, but definitely more so recently. It's only now starting to get a little bit better, but there's just not a lot. I mean, we go through waves with it. The DC, Stipe, Francis towards the end of that era was pretty good at heavyweight. Then we went into a lull thereafter, and we've just kind of been there. So, you know, again, kind of went like the timeline went like low, high point, low again, and just stayed low. I don't gain any more respect for Salsa Boy after Tybura. I want to see him fight a non-blob already. Fair enough. That's a fair assessment. I'm with you on that. Yeah, the Blades fight, that's a fine matchup to me. I'm not mad at that. I think it's a winnable fight for him too, the way that Blade's been lately. I mean, Curtis has been such a letdown like in general. Like, I used to be a pretty big fan of Curtis Blades, but like seeing him consistently not using his wrestling effectively, getting knocked out, having all these high hopes on him and him not ever pulling through with them. I'm just like, bro, I can't have the rug pulled again with this guy. So unfortunate, because I did think he had a lot of potential. I saw someone in another chat bring up Waldo versus Lewis. I wouldn't take that if I was Waldo. Yeah, that's a big risk. That's definitely a big risk. But that could be, I mean, if you're thinking that Derek Lewis has gatekeeper potential based on what we saw in the Taliesin Teixeira fight, then it kind of makes sense, though. I'm actually not mad at that fight. Now, the more I think about it, I actually kind of like that fight if that's what they want to do. I don't think Derek Lewis ends up taking a short notice fight, though. That's not, he's not that kind of guy. He's not an anywhere, anytime kind of fighter, if you know what I mean.
I thought that was the glove.
He
I
started
thought that
off.
was the glove. That looked
Matt
good to
Wynn
me.
said it's a glove.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Rolling down off a soft liver kick.
But you see the eye was...
Oh, actually, no. I take it back. The toes were pointed. Yeah, shit. Never mind. My bad. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to insinuate that. But yeah, you see the pointed toes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nope. Take it back. Boom. Look at that. Right on the organ. Yeah. We call that the Macy Chiason right there. Waldo deserves that match. Waldo deserves that match way more than Teixeira did. Yeah. They were trying to hotshot Teixeira because he's tall and got a nice knockout in his previous fight. Waldo has certainly earned that, but set back based on the Pavlovich loss. But then again, he did just save a fight and came in on 48 hours notice to get a knockout in Qatar, had to race over from the airport, made it to Qatar with an hour to spare before the weigh-ins. Like, that story, like, really, it's really kind of gangster shit. So Waldo's a G, bro. I've been skeptical of Waldo, admittedly. I've always, like, kind of supported him because he is the only Dominican fighter. Shout out to the Vitz King, of course, proud Dominican. So I've always had love for him. I got love for the Dominican Republic and Dominican culture. But I've never really thought that he was, like, all that. Like, I kind of thought he was a little bit, like, I think he was, at the time, I thought he was overhyping himself. I thought he was a little too confident with not much to be confident about. But he has proven that he's a G, so I'm with it now. I mean, I'm on the Waldo train. So, yeah. I mean, really, like, if he really wants to prove it. Lewis is the better fight. I mean, if we're talking about it compared to Blades, Lewis is the proving fight, really, way more than Curtis. Curtis is a dude that was supposed to be that. Like, Curtis was supposed to be the guy that, like, if you beat Curtis Blades, like, you're real. He's not that anymore. You know, Curtis has been figured out too many times. He's just not that guy. So Derek Lewis, on the other hand, he had been figured out in a couple of fights, but then he bounces right back, gets a bunch more knockouts, right back to where he was. So he's at the exact right spot right now to be that guy that Waldo should beat in order to advance to the next echelon of the division. So the more that I think about it, I really do like the Lewis fight. If it's not the next fight and short notice or whatever, then Lewis versus Waldo, that should happen.
But you see the eye was compromised. That's a beautiful kick.
That actually was a really nice liver shot. I take back what I said earlier. Bro, another mid-air collision. Bro was hopping. Bro was on his kangaroo shit. He was hitting the ray gun. Bro was literally strifing his way into getting knocked out. That was wild. Hold on. Look at this again. Hop, punch, hopping. Bro was hopping with his hands down. What are you doing, homie? Bro literally hunted him down to knock him out. That's what you do. Somebody needs to show that to Chase Parton. This is what I'm talking about when I say you hunt down your opponent if they're running. This dude is hopping away like a bunny rabbit. His opponent over here wants that knockout. He chases him down and gets the knockout. Beautiful work by this guy. It is a funny visual, though. All right. That was cool, man. I'm really glad that we did that. I did not know it was going to be all knockouts from other promotions from outside of the UFC. So this turned out to be a very entertaining exercise here on the pre-Thanksgiving Giving Thanks stream, which is what I am doing by being here and saying thank you to all of you fine people for supporting Yama for all of the time that you have. I appreciate all of you so very much. I still think Blades is more impressive. Got KO'd by Pavlovich and Aspinall both on their streaks, then had one shitty decision after. All right. I mean, I guess you're kind of cooking with that. But it's Derek Lewis, though. Come on, bro. This is the thing, right? We talk about optics in this sport. We talk about perception in this sport. What's the perception look like? What's the perception between a win over Curtis Blades now, when I'm talking now, 2025? What's the perception of a win over Curtis Blades versus a win over knockout machine Derek Lewis? You feel me? I just don't know if it holds that much stock, is what I'm saying. Maybe to the real ones, you know? Maybe to people like you, Hydra, who are going to like go back and break down the record and stuff. But if you know ball, you know what Curtis Blades' fights are like, and you know what Derek Lewis's fights are like. You know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a firm difference there. One dude puts people's lights out. The other dude is supposed to be the best wrestler at heavyweight, yet never gets takedowns. Think about that. I saw a stat not too long ago about that. It's a little long ago now, I guess, but I saw a stat about Curtis Blades. He's almost in that in the same camp as Magomed Ankalaev, where there's this perception that they're like this great wrestler, when in the reality of the situation is actually that they are not a great wrestler. They just happen to wrestle a lot. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a difference between being a great, effective wrestler and being a guy who likes to clinch a lot, which is really, if you break it down, what both those guys are. So I think if you're going off of the gut test when it comes to the difference between Lewis and Blades, that's what you're running into there. Neil Magny will beat him. Brother, Neil Magny can win any fight that he sets his mind to. Again, I don't make the rules. I just spit the facts. Neil Magny only lost to Carlos Prates because he had a hangnail. These are little known facts that people won't tell you on other channels. Like, people don't know this kind of stuff. But this is all true shit. Oh. Shout out to the Vitz King coming through. All right. You know what? I think that will about do it. We're coming up on the 3-hour mark here. And again, I said it once, I'll say it a million times, guys. We are about to be going into the American holiday of Thanksgiving. And at this time of year, it is imperative for me to say that in addition to my family and my friends and my employment that I have currently, I am thankful for all of you and what we do on this channel. It is my favorite thing to do in the world. Again, I'm a broken record, but you can hear it 700 times. I will say it as many times as you will allow me to say it here on this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you, even the haters. I appreciate all of y'all. So thank you very much for hanging out as you always do. Know that, even if we come up a little bit short on our sub goal of 1,000 subs by the end of the year, we are getting very close. We just passed 750. So we are under 250 subs away. I think we're at 751 right now. Or actually probably 752 with the addition of what was homie's name? Mila. Shout out to Mila, new subscriber. So we're getting very close to that 1,000. And I appreciate that always. Know that there is so much more to come. Next year, we're ramping things up again. As the money situation gets a little bit better for me, we're going to be reinvesting into the stream. So that means better equipment so I can get videos out quicker. That means more live streams. We might even do the watch-alongs on some of those outside promotions I was talking about. Possibly getting Fight Pass. That would be kind of crazy. We'll see. I haven't gotten all of the details together just yet, but know that there are big things around the corner in 2026. I want 2026 to be the most productive year of my life, and Yama is a huge part of that. So you make that possible by being a part of this with me, with Chase, with the Vitz King, all of us together. We are a team. We are a unit. We are the Yamaverse. Together, we are the Blood Palm. So I appreciate you guys very much. And yeah, I think that will about do it. Thank you for the content and always hosting the chillest live streams out there, brother. Again, y'all make it possible. So we are a symbiotic relationship right here. I can't do it without you guys, and I appreciate it very much. So, Michael, appreciate you always, brother. Michael, the OG lurking goat of the stream, by the way, people. Everybody needs to throw some dubs in the chat real quick for Michael before we close out, because Michael is the man. But make that happen. Happy Thanksgiving again, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful one. If you are in the States and celebrating, enjoy yourself. Have a great time with your friends and family. If you are not in the United States, much love anyway. Thank you very much for being a homie here on the Thankful stream. If you have a Thanksgiving in your own country, let me know when it is. I'll wish you a happy Thanksgiving when that comes up. Either way, have a great rest of your night. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll be back probably for Friday. I'll talk to Chase. Chase kind of dipped out before we could figure out the Friday stream. But as far as I'm concerned, we're doing a Friday show. So come around on Friday night. If you are not doing anything on a Friday night, you should really be here, because those are some really fun streams, very interactive. So Friday, of course, we don't have fights on Saturday. I'm still working out what we're going to do on Saturday, but the plans are to still stream something. So Friday, Saturday should be something, possibly maybe some content if something else comes up during the week. Either way, you know what to do. Make sure that you make sure that you comment on the videos, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And as always, people, have a great one and fight on.
Game.